There we go, guys.
Oh,
See you now. All right, day three.
good
The best
morning.
for last. Those of you who show up are serious. I love it. Good morning. Jenna, first one here.
Hmm.
Lydia. Hi, guys. Welcome back. Day three, let's go. All
Let's
right.
do it.
Okay. Joan Warren, Jerry. Hi, guys. Okay, let's hear it. If this is your first day here, let us know in the chat if this is your first day. I know a couple of you, it's all right if this is your first day. Some of you it's day two, some of you it's day three. As a reminder in the chat, let us know, where are you from? What do you sell? Where are you from? What do you sell? Every day, I love seeing there's such a variety of people here from Iowa, from all over the place. Where are you from and what do you sell? New Orleans, Northern California, Oregon, Alabama, Yankton, South Dakota again, Canada. Scottsdale. Ooh, I love Scottsdale. New Jersey, South Texas, another New Jersey. All right.
Yeah, love it.
Michigan, Nebraska, Kentucky, Spearfish, South Dakota. That's my backyard. All
I'm lost. Jeff Fenn, I'm lost.
right. Oh my gosh, we had some technical difficulties today, but we're figuring it out, you guys. One time, Jeff Fenn and I did a video and we couldn't figure out why it was echoing. And every time we spoke, it would just echo back and forth. It was like being in the Twilight Zone. You remember that? It's
I
probably one of
actually
my favorite Zooms.
have that saved on my desktop, and I listen to it when I need to laugh because it is funny.
I think we should make that a reel on Instagram. Like you guys would all seriously die, but we couldn't get out of it. Like we couldn't escape the echo.
I, I still dream about that, actually.
Greetings, everybody. The famous Jeff Fenn has graced us. Samantha Connors
Welcome. Uh, Jeff,
was.
I just want to know, Jeff and Samantha, where's your guys' Western shirts today? Sarah and I got the memo. I don't know. We did a get ready with me. Like it's
Yeah,
vintage Western shirt day. Where's yours?
this is it. I'm wearing it.
Well, it looks like it.
Looks like a sweatshirt. I'm saving mine, Ashley, for Wessa. So I've got my Western Wessa outfits picked out, so I couldn't use it today.
Say that three times fast.
Yeah, Wessa Western.
Oh my gosh. All right, you guys, welcome back. So happy to have you here again. Day three, save the best for last. Day three is a commitment. It's easy to show up on anything on day one and be like in the mood, but by day two, you're getting distracted. And day three, you're like, shoot, I've got fires I've got to put out. So I just want to kick off today by saying thanks for being here. You guys are wearing so many hats, you're doing so many things. Thank you for being here. And I promise day three is not going to disappoint. If you have huge takeaways from day one and day two, hello, Norway in the chat. That's amazing.
Yes.
If you have big takeaways from day one and day two, I would love it if you guys would share with one another. So, community over competition is a huge thing here at the Hub. And being able to learn from one another and give to one another, right? What you give, you shall receive. So, share your takeaways in the chat. I would love to hear it. Today, we are going to pepper you with even more takeaways, is the goal. So, Sarah, as we get started, let's do some polls to kick it off today.
All right, let's do it. All right, so today we're talking a lot about marketing. So, and I saw Guillaume is here in the chat. So here's one I just want to set the tone. Are you a live seller? Do you do live selling? Where are we at? Trying to start. I need help. Well, you're in the right place. All right. A lot of opportunity here on the call today, which is awesome. It is a big thing coming ahead. We saw it in 25, definitely continuing in 2026. I know Jeff is excited to talk more about that too.
You know, even I just want to say this. Some of you are like, oh, I'm intimidated by it. Um, it doesn't have to necessarily be a live sale. I would just encourage you to start by going live, wherever that is. Start in your Instagram stories. Start by just picking up the phone and going live. This morning, I was super uncomfortable sharing my bare, lifeless eyebrows that I overplucked and waxed back in 2001. And I did a get ready with me on Instagram. Jeff, I saw you there getting the makeup tips. I don't know, your lip liner looks a little off today, but It's super uncomfortable to put yourself out there, even if you've been going live for years and years, you guys. So it's okay. You're not alone. It's uncomfortable, but people love it. Like people are intrigued to see what it's like really behind the scenes. So thank you guys for jumping in if you were on Instagram with me this morning.
We're going to talk about it today too. We're going to get into it. But I was part of a mastermind earlier this year, and the marketing director for Meta, who I heavily borrowed my presentation today from, FYI. but what? And I'm not so sure you would call it borrowed. But anyway, anyway, he said the number one way to restore your social reach is live selling, live engagement with your people. And we're seeing that all across the platform. And so even if you can't make the commitment to go live, except for like twice a month, it's still
Mhm.
essential. I'm going to get into a little bit of the numbers and a little bit of the strategy today, but like open your mind to the idea at least.
I love it. All right, Sarah, do you have another poll to get us started today?
Well, one other thing I wanted to ask is, oops, let's go back here. And as we're talking about inventory, we're talking about how we're positioning our products. Do you have website collections?
Mm.
Are you guys offering different collections on your website?
This was a huge topic this morning on the live. We were talking about the difference in 2025 and 2026. And Jeff, I know you're going to hit on this huge today. But when I think consumer spending, we talked about on day one, like consumers just took a longer time to make a decision on why to buy something, should they buy something in 2025. And I think we had to react in how we provided our marketing. We had to move from just like a want base or an impulse buy in terms of marketing, like, oh, I see it, I want it. And we had to really shift into providing value. And to me, offering a collection is the number one way to provide value. You're teaching somebody how to wear something, how to style something, how to merchandise something. You're showing why this would fit into their closet or why this would fit into their home and what's the value of buying it versus I just wanted it, so I bought it. Because that consumer spending really did slow down last year.
All right. Should we jump into it?
All right. Let's do it. We've got lots to cover today, and I know you guys are going to have a million Q's, and we'll have some A's. We'll have lots of A's today, Q&A. So let's get into it. All right, today is all about really executing and elevating, right? Our whole strategy inside of Retail Bootcamp is building the foundation, building the meat and potatoes or the lasagna, as we say, of your business through 6 layers. And then that crunchy cheese layer on top, the fun part everyone wants to talk about is the marketing. But if we don't have the foundation, we can't have the marketing. So we've built up, we've got here, and today we're going to talk about not only making a plan for the rest of the year ahead of you, but also a content plan as well. So lots of plans today. As a reminder, as we get started today, you guys have been awesome about sharing this on Instagram. Jeff's, I don't know, he's already claimed the Dyson Airwrap for his own hairstyles. I don't know. He and Chris are going to have to fight over it. So I don't know if he's gonna give it away or we're gonna give it to one of you, but remember to tag us at the Boutique Hub on Instagram, and we've got lots of giveaways we're gonna start announcing here after tomorrow. We have had the opportunity to talk. You guys know me. I'm Ashley. I'm the founder here at the Boutique Hub. I love talking about all things marketing, content, strategy, CEO versus being an entrepreneur, managing your time priorities, and how to have a life you love with your family, your hobbies, your life outside of your business, and a business that supports the opportunity to do that. Sarah, you want to introduce yourself again?
Guys, I'm Sarah Burks. You guys have seen me the last couple days. I have discovery calls booked with a few of you guys. Miriam, I saw you on this morning. Excited to chat with you later today. But as the director of education here at the Boutique Hub, I get to teach Retail Bootcamp, best year yet. I do a lot of the trainings in the training library, and I do our weekly coaching calls every Tuesday at 12 o'clock Central Standard Time in our main members group. So I do a lot of different things. I wear a lot of hats, but I can tell you I've been in retail since the early 90s. I've seen it a lot of different versions of retail, and I'm excited to bring all of that information to you guys through all the different avenues. Like I said, best year yet, Retail Bootcamp, inside our membership community as well. You can also meet up with me at many of the major markets. I'm an open book, you guys. I love to talk team management, sales strategy, inventory, all the numbers and things. And I'm a student of retail. Somebody messaged me yesterday and said, Sarah, I can tell you absolutely love retail. And I do. And I'm here to help you guys love it too. And be profitable at the end of the day. Be profitable. That's my goal. Jeff, passing the baton to you.
Okay, great. This is my favorite part. So I I at the Boutique Hub these days, I mostly run Boutique Hub Black. I'm heavily involved in Boutique Hub Black. I meet with over 100 boutique owners every single week. The Boutique Hub Black team meets with hundreds and hundreds of boutique owners every single week. We specialize in gathering all the latest strategies, all the data across all the Shopify pages, all the data across all the Meta pages, all the data across all the Google analytics pages, and then advising that group of people on what's coming, what's working best, what pivots to make, how to arrange your collections, what products are selling the fastest, all of that. And so that program occupies the vast majority of my time these days, and it's been unbelievable to watch the success. We counted it up the other day. Um, uh, just inside Boutique of Black, we had 214 people set annual records this last year, and it was
Wow.
incredible. It was incredible. It was the most rewarding end of year season ever to be on one-on-one calls with boutique owners because it was like a celebration, just one call after another, after another, after another. It was awesome. But that's kind of how I occupy my time these days. But it keeps us quite busy. Now, I will tell you this, I will tell you this that we see trends across the entire boutique industry, but specifically here inside the boutique hub. And if there's ever been a time to accelerate, if there's ever been a time to go big, if there's ever been a time to get serious and put in 3 or 6 or 8 months of work and really reap the benefits here for the next 48 months or 52 months, it's right now. Like seriously, I believe it to my core that this cleansing process that we have just gone through inside the boutique industry um, creates an unbelievable windfall for the rest. And so I want you guys to fill your sails with that. Like catch a hold of it. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Like catch a hold of it and like let's go.
Mhm. So powerful. Amen to that. Samantha Connor, you also have a hand in Boutique of Black, amongst many other things. You want to introduce yourself today?
Yes. Hey guys, I'm Samantha Connor. I'm the director of wholesale at the Boutique Hub, and I have a passion for connecting people with solutions. And so that's the piece that I play, or the part that I play with Boutique Hub Black. A lot of you I know I've seen at markets and at our in-person experiences, and I love to hear about your store, your brand, and like we said, connect you with the solution. And a lot of times it is Boutique Hub Black. Sometimes it's retail boot camp. Sometimes it's just you need to sit on the couch and just chat for a little bit, but helping you find that solution. So I'm coming to you today from Dallas Market Center. It's the home and gift show. So I've got some fun insights and some interesting things that I've learned from being on the show floor the past couple days that I'm excited to share with y'all today.
Lots of excitement. There is lots of positivity coming out of Dallas right now, you guys. So, Samantha, I'm excited for you to share that. All right. Tell me in the chat. I know we had this poll on day one. If you're also a member of the Boutique Hub, I've got to get a new slide, you guys, that kind of shows the three different ways we work together at the Boutique Hub. First layer is really membership. It's for everyone. Membership should pay for itself with a lot of the access to deals and discounts and opportunities that you're getting, including $500 off of Retail Bootcamp. That more than doubles paying for your membership. Membership's all about connecting people with opportunity. So inside of our Facebook groups, with our wholesale brands and the discounts they offer, with our training library and the coaching, like Sarah mentioned, plus our live events and experiences, membership is for everyone, new, experienced, and everybody in between. The next way that we work with everyone is Retail Bootcamp. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then finally, as Jeff mentioned, Boutique Black. That's like the gasoline on top of the fire that we talked about. When you're ready for traffic, that's definitely the place that you go once your business is solid and secure. So happy to have you guys here. Thankful that so many of you are already members of the hub. And you guys know Best Year Yet's our kickoff to Retail Bootcamp. So I wanted to get started just with, 2 slides today. I know a lot of you are thinking about it. Tell me in the chat if you just jumped into Retail Bootcamp in the last 2 days. I've got a wall full of Post-it notes with your names on it. I'm so excited for all the new people who are jumping in. So if you're ready to jump into Retail Bootcamp, you don't have to be new. You don't have to be inexperienced. You can be Morgan in the chat here, super experienced, had an amazing year. Very high level store owner that wants to tweak and build more systems, processes, and get more money out of what she's doing on a daily basis inside of her boutique. If you feel like everything's running perfect, top notch, you've got no stress, you're on vacation 24/7, like it's probably not for you. You've got it all figured out, right? So we want to make sure we get you into retail boot camp. We optimize your business in every way possible, and we get you surrounded by total butt kickers who are serious about where their business is going inside of the next year. One story. Oh, wait. Let me go back to this slide. I got to talk about Teresa here at the bottom. I saw some of you talk about this yesterday that you're working a full-time job plus being a retailer. How many of you, is that you? This is Teresa, and that's why we pulled her picture. She was a teacher, and when she first joined Retail Bootcamp, Sarah, you can attest to this, she would join from her classroom. She would like join. There might be students there, there might not be students there, but she would join and she would show up, whether she could, speak out loud or not. Like we could see what was going on in the classroom in the back, and she was there. And after a year, because of lifetime access to Retail Bootcamp, you pay for it once and you get to watch it again and again. She retired from teaching and went full-fledged into owning her boutique. She went from making maybe $2,500 a month to $15,000 to $20,000 months. And that was just after the first year of being in boot camp. So sometimes it's just that one lesson. It might even be something that you know you need to do, but you need to be pushed over the edge to actually take action on. And she was able to do that pretty quickly. So lots of those stories. Sarah, would you attest to other stories like that inside a retail boot camp as well?
Oh my gosh, for sure. I love seeing it. A lot of times people are entering it in, just like Teresa, that they have a full-time job, they are wanting a life change, whatever that might be, or they've been in business for a while and they just can't get over that next hump. They keep doing the same things, right? But they're not making the bigger moves in their business. And those stories that we get to see, the evolution of their businesses, the life changes, right? From one career to another, or to becoming that store that just doing the daily, but all of a sudden becoming profitable and delegating and taking more time off, getting their life back. Those stories, that's what keeps us going. I love hearing those kind of things.
I love that there's teachers in the chat right now saying, I'm also in the classroom. Jenna, I see you.
I see
All
you
right.
too.
You do important work. All right, you guys screenshot this. If you're still thinking about it, I just don't want you to lose the discount. So discount on Retail Bootcamp ends on Friday. So make sure you take advantage of it. You guys, if you're a member of the Hub, this discount code's posted in the members only group. It's the first thing you see on your dashboard, but it's $500 off. That ends on Friday. If you're not yet a member of the Hub, that's okay. We still wanted to thank you for being here. So there's still a $200 off discount code for you guys as well. So screenshot that. I'll come back to it at the very end of today and give you another opportunity to jump in. Okay, question of the day in the chat as we get started. What was one system or tool from yesterday that we talked about? We went through the 6 layers of retail. What's one system or tool that you're upgrading or changing, right? It's not that we rise to the level of our goals, but we fall to the level of our processes. We fall to the level of how prepared we actually are. So I would love to know what that is in your business. We covered a ton of that yesterday throughout the 6 layers, right? Sarah, you also covered the 1-minute budget. You've had a bunch of calls since yesterday. What was your feedback from yesterday, Sarah?
So lots of calls on the where does my money go formula and building out that budget and just kind of getting more disciplined with spending. I think it was very eye-opening to a lot of retailers when they started to look at like just how fast money can fill up those buckets. And rent was a big one yesterday. I took a few different calls and had a lot of messages from people that realized they're paying a lot more in rent than that their sales can afford. And, so there's a couple different options there. But nonetheless, I think the where does my money go formula was very eye-opening for people.
I see, Chelsea. I was up till 2 a.m. with my bestie ChatGPT doing a really intense date with my numbers. It was amazing.
Nice.
Chelsea, nice work.
It's late night with numbers. Those are fun.
That's the kind of work when it comes to business people don't talk about online, right? Like it's really easy for people to just glaze buying and photography and destination shoots and it's so pretty being a boutique owner. No. The boutique owners that make money are doing exactly what you're doing, Chelsea. It's the hard work that nobody talks about. So kudos to you. That's really good work. All right. Well, let's talk about this. Samantha Connor, I know you're going to help kick us off today. It's all about content. It's all about planning and strategy, but it's also about filling up your cup first, making a plan for your year, where you're going to go, how you're going to buy, what you're going to do so that you've got the products that your customers can't live without. So Samantha, talk us through mapping out the rest of your year in terms of buying.
Yes, yeah. Well, inventory is the lifeblood of your business. And so we've got to decide where are we going to source those products and how are we going to do that. So here at the Boutique Hub, we put together a trade show calendar for 2026. There are so many opportunities for you to go and purchase product in person. So that starts with this calendar. So make sure you download that and map out your year of where you can go and when you can go. There's three big questions I like to talk about when it comes to markets, and that is the why, and then the where and the when. So why do we go to market? We go to market first and foremost for that inventory to get the products that we need to find something new. It's going to get our customers excited. But beyond that, it is also an immersive experience. So you're going to be able to take in inspiration, education, and then community and networking. And we do all of that with our market partners, and we bring that to you guys. And then the why and the when, we can tackle that with that trade show calendar. I get a lot of questions actually about people say, which market is best? And I kind of feel like that's the question of like, which daughter do you love best? Uh, and it depends on the day. But when it comes to which market is best, there is no best market. So I do recommend, trying different ones. Things that you may want to take into consideration is travel expenses, what's close to you, what works for, your family. And then also looking at the vendors at the show. Are those the kinds of brands that you want to bring into your store, and investigating that? And then we can go even further from that of, if you're somebody that really carries a lot of Western, Dallas has a really great specific Western show. My friends that are looking for swimwear, there's the surf show that really specializes in that. So you can get kind of in the nitty gritty with that. But we're really excited. I'm at the very first show of the year, and things are going good. So I do want to jump in really quick, Ashley, with this and just talk about the other things besides just the inventory of getting into the education. And then, Sarah, I think I'm going to kick this to you because this looks like budget and numbers, which is your specialty. When it comes to coming to market, you're going to come and you're going to invest in inventory, and Sarah's going to help you do all of that. But I want to make sure that you don't exclude the immersive experience. And so that is networking with other boutique owners, that is getting inspiration and content, and that is the education aspect. And so you guys probably know, but the Boutique Hub is the official education provider of Magic. So when we attend the Magic, if you attend Magic, you're going to see our team up on stage, and we are also lifting up our service providers, experts in the retail industry to have a chance on stage to share their stories, tell you what's working for them, share some of that optimism and things of like, things are going good. Let me show you what I did to transition from being a full-time teacher or full-time nurse into a full-time boutique CEO. So you're going to be hearing stories like that at all the major markets. And then something else that we do inside Dallas and Atlanta market is we have our own permanent showroom. It's the Boutique Hub. So it's the mothership. And when you come here, you can meet our team. We always have a spot for you to charge your phone, get a snack, have a drink. And then we also have the ability for you to meet with an inventory specialist and a retail specialist. So if you like this kind of communication and education that you've been getting on this webinar, and you're part of RBC, you're part of Boutique Black, you're a member, maybe you're not yet, we want you to come see us inside the showroom, and we can continue that education and that learning and that inspiration. We've got a lot of things laid out for you guys. So make sure, like we said, you get that trade show calendar, you map them out, and then follow along with us and through our blogs and our social media so you can see all the activities and things that we have planned for you in 2026.
All right.
Awesome. Tell us what's next. Tell us actually about the money part now.
Okay. So this is where you guys just keep your ears open. This is one of the things that I remember when I was a buyer for my store that I didn't do. Now, when I flipped things and I became an investor for my store, this is where I started making money. So that's just two words, right? They're totally different. A buyer is what happens when somebody comes into your store and they buy something that they're going to keep for a long time. An investor is what I want you to do. I want you to become the investor in your business. You're going to a market to invest in a product that you want to turn around and quickly sell for more money, right? You're investing low to sell high, right? Are you guys investors or are you buyers? You guys want to stockpile and keep all that stuff for yourself? Or do you want to be an investor? Yes, we want to be investors. Okay, so with that said, we have to go to market. All these cool opportunities that Samantha just talked about. Oh my gosh, there's nothing better than hitting a show floor and like the discovery and the creative. And you guys know I talk a lot about merchandising. I love to see how products are displayed. I love to see, just that psychology behind the movement of the products, where they're laid out and all the things that make me want to do what? Buy more than one thing, So when I am investing and I'm coming in there and I'm thinking, all right, what do I need? Who is my customer? What are my customers saying yes to? What's my budget, right? When do I need these things delivered? All of those kind of things that we got to do some homework. We can't just get off the plane, run in there and be like, yep, here's my credit card. Oh yeah, you're going to ship it tomorrow. Sounds great. No, we're in control as the investors, right? So I want to just show you, I'm going to share my screen real quick, Ashley, if that's okay, because every day I went through the retail calculators. So today I want to remind you guys, inside Retail Bootcamp and inside your membership, you have these retail calculators. Open to buy planning. Who has an open to buy plan? When you come in here and click on the open to buy plan, this is going to bring you down to our open to buy calculator. And it's telling you why this is important, because we need to know how much money do I need to spend or invest in certain categories, right? Certain seasons, all of the things to make the sales goals I have. Keeping in mind, I already have inventory that I've committed to. I have an on-hand inventory. So I made the comment yesterday in the chat with somebody. It's kind of like grocery shopping. Just if you have $200 in your pocket, you don't go into the grocery store and buy $200 worth of stuff that you don't need, right? You're looking at that and thinking, what am I going to consume in the next week? What do I need to have? What can I use? And I'm investing in that. I can always come back and fill in. I can always come back and invest in more product, right, at the grocery store. But I'm not going to buy a year's supply of milk right now because it's going to expire. This will be gross, right? Your inventory is very similar. It does not get better with age. So use this open to buy plan to come in here. You're going to look at what is my planned sales? What is my end of the month planned inventory? Beginning of the month planned inventory? And what do I currently have on order? This is a big piece. What have I already committed to? What have I already said yes to from another brand or another vendor or another show or on Hubintory or something? My credit card is already committed to this, so I have to account for that. So then it comes in it. Here's instructions on how to find these things, right? And I'll get right to the meat of what you guys are wanting to talk about. This is the calculation. Again, remember, all of our calculators are gray. Plug in the numbers. Pink spits out the number for you. So this is telling me how much money I have available to go spend, right? And then if I want to divide that up by my costs, depending on what my cost, my markup is, all those kind of things, it walks you through that right here. This is a game changer for budgeting to going to market, right? And we're going to talk to Jeff here in a little bit, and he's going to say, hey, we're going to put money to ads and we're going to be pushing product. Well, we have to have the product to sell. We have to have the product there to sell or committed coming in to be able to sell. Nothing worse than running an ad to something. And then all of a sudden I land on your website and I want to go buy it as the buyer, the customer, and it's sold out. It's sold out. So now you've spent the money on the ads and you're not getting any money back from me as the customer. So using an open to buy plan is very important. Yes, we go into this much deeper inside Retail Bootcamp. This is the basis of your market spend. But the other thing on this slide is talking about like, okay, I'm looking at my Q1 budget. How many buying trips do I plan to go on? How many trips do I plan to make? Am I going to Dallas next week? Do I already have plane tickets booked to February to Magic? Where all am I going? So that's just pretty kind of common sense there, that we can't go to Dallas and spend our entire Q1 budget, right? We have to take notes, we have to look, but we do want to assess, like, who am I seeing? What do I want to wait on? When do I need it delivered? And have those conversations with those vendors to really understand, like, I don't need $5,000 worth of swimsuits right now. Maybe you do, maybe that's your store, but kind of keeping in mind, going back to that milk mentality, right? I can always go back and get more. I can take notes. I can know who I need to invest with later, but having that budget in mind so you don't overspend and you don't rob Peter to pay Paul, in a matter of fact, where all of a sudden I'm investing all my inventory dollars on one category. And then Jeff comes back and says, hey, this was a great category for you last year around Valentine's Day. We need more product here. And you say, I have no money. I don't have the money for that. I spent it all on something else. So this is where I really like to geek out. And when I coach about this in our one-on-ones and in Retail Bootcamp, this is where we spend a lot of time identifying what you as your individual store needs to have on hand to make the money.
Can't sell what you don't have. Right? Jeff, you probably run into that problem plenty. Can't sell what you don't have. All right. One other thing, Samantha Connor, you had on here you want to invite everybody to in terms of planning out your year for success is the summit. Do you want to tell us about that as well?
Yeah, so you guys know that I'm big on those in-person experiences and really learning and growing and celebrating together. And the
Mhm.
Boutique Hub hosts a huge event every year. It's called The Summit, and this year it'll be in Dallas in August, August 16th and 17th. I know a lot of people that I've talked to at this market already have said, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! It's in August. I know y'all did it in June last year. I couldn't come. August is a perfect date for me." So we hope that this date works for you. To be August 16th and 17th. That's before the apparel show and the Western show. And this is getting in the room with people that are doing it, the people that are walking the walk, talking the talk, and our
Mhm.
team. We bring in experts from all over the industry, inspirational speakers. There's music, there's fun, there's shopping. Our wholesale brands that are on this call. I saw Michelle Sable with her brand. I know she was there last year. We want you guys to come and to be together. So save the date, get on the list, and the tickets are on sale. They will be released to you all first. And live music, we end up having an event at the end where we're all dancing. Last year we did karaoke. Sarah Burks is a great dancer. You should see Jeff on the mic. It's just amazing. So save the date. You guys are going to want to be there and to get in the room with the people that are successful. You know, the top 10%.
We decided yesterday we were going to have a movie quoting contest. Who's entering? Who's going to jump in the movie quoting contest? Sarah, I loved your idea. I mean, we went down a lot of rabbit holes yesterday with movie quotes. So, Jeff, I don't know. We'll see if you can bring the heat today, what kind of movie quotes you can drop while you're speaking.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it.
All right. Okay. Well, let's take this next step. So, Jeff's going to talk all about here in just a second what's working, what's not, what content's firing, what's Meta really want from all of us, right? And before we get there, because I know you guys wear so many hats, it can be an overwhelming conversation. So I wanted to start with this. We talked yesterday in layer 5 and layer 6 about making a plan for your content. If you rolled into every week just like, okay, it's Thursday, what am I going to post on Instagram today? Okay, it's Friday, shoot, I should send an email. What's it going to be? Oh, I need to come up with 10 videos for ads this week and not just one. Well, that completely changes your schedule. So I wanted to give you this quick exercise. I do this quite often, but I think it's a really like fail safe way for you to map out what kind of content you're going to be needing, at least over the next quarter, so that you can batch the time that you need in order to get it all done. So real quick, in your workbook, I think this is all laid out for you. So I want you to walk through it so you feel like you have a plan for how you're going to map out the content. I'm going to jump past the planner. I know a lot of you have the planner. You can map it out with the content planner that we talked about yesterday as well. Map out some of this content. All right, but here's step one. If I were to open my planner and just look at the next calendar, right, for the next 3 months, for the next quarter, and start with this. Start by just circling what are the biggest events that are going to be happening. We talked about events and experiences over the next quarter. So community events, store events, big holidays, Pink Friday, of course, at the end of the year, other key marketing dates that we know are coming. Mother's Day, graduations, Valentine's Day, spring break. You probably have a ton of customers that are going on vacation. So when do you need to be prepared for those types of events? Start by just circling so you have kind of a general outline of what's going to be coming that you need to map your marketing out around. And then from there, we're going to just simply take a step backwards. And a week ahead of time, 2 weeks ahead of time from each of those circles that you made, we're simply going to start mapping out some of these things that if you have a team, they can help you with, or you can set aside time for. What photo shoots am I going to need for these events? Right? So if I'm going to have a Valentine's Day collection, which many of you will, hopefully you've got that photo shoot done. Like yesterday, you had it done. Because Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last, right? Target's pushing Valentine's Day, and so you should be too. So where do I need my photo shoot scheduled? What special inventory do I need? What am I lacking? I'm going to tell you this. Yesterday I went on about 10 different boutique websites because I was having a panic attack thinking about an event I've got coming up and I've got nothing to wear for. And all my friends are all going on vacation right now. They're all going to Cabo and all these other places. And we were talking about dresses and what are you going to wear when you go on vacation? At least these 10 boutique websites I went to yesterday, nobody had a resort collection launched. Nobody had a where to Mexico, where on vacation. Everyone was still blanket sailing their old inventory, but nobody was focused on the new. And I was like, man, what a missed opportunity. All these people are leaving to go on vacation, right? This is what they're focused on. but they can't find anything new, and I can't find anything new for the event I've got coming up either. So I want you to put yourself in the seat of your customer. Like, yes, you're going to market around these events that are coming up, but you've got to like really think about where is my customer going right now and why? And what does she need more than what do I need in terms of selling this overstock inventory, right? It's a different train of thought. So what is the inventory I need on hand right now? I cannot be last. I can't be Ricky Bobby. What are the lives that I need over the next quarter to promote these specific events? Where do I need to have a Facebook event set up? What emails do I need to launch? What funnels need to be ready? If I'm going to do a mail or print campaign, where does that need to come in? What merchandising should I be planning for? If I've got Valentine's Day coming up, how am I going to merchandise my window? How am I going to merchandise my photo shoots, right? What do I need to buy? What supporting social content do I need for these events? And then, of course, man, if I'm running ads, I've got a plan for what ad content's going to be coming up soon and how I'm going to get it all done. So if I can just map out in that calendar in pencil, I'm starting with my circles, I'm working my way backwards and at least getting these things on the books. It's going to save you so much time on a week to week basis when you're scrambling trying to get it all done. And then every single week, we talked about time batching yesterday, right? We talked about the 4-part to do list. When I'm looking at that every week list and I'm laying out my theme days, a lot of you said marketing Monday was your day, right? Monday, Tuesday, Sunday, those were kind of the 3 main marketing days. Then I would really think about, okay, here's my day to batch my content and to create all of this. And every week I can focus on how I'm going to solve my customers' problems right now. So yeah, my customers, they're going on vacation because it's 20 below in the Midwest and they're getting the crap out of here. So what do I have to offer them? So what collections can I launch? Maybe it's not 52 weeks a year, 52 different collections, but maybe it's every 2 weeks there's a new one. So what are the 26 collections I'm going to focus on that solve problems this year? And then every Monday, I can double down on getting all of that content ready. All right. If you guys have Qs, if you've got questions on that, make sure you use the Q&A box in the chat and we'll go back through kind of that 3-part process of laying it out, batching it, knowing what to create, how much to create and when to create it. But if we also looked at that boutique traffic formula we did yesterday, right? We looked at my sales divided by my average order value, divided by my conversion rate, and I understood how much traffic I need to produce to hit sales in a period of time. That marketing's got to come from somewhere. That traffic's got to come from all the activity we're doing on a weekly basis. So, yes, our plan is going to help you with part of it, but what Jeff's going to talk about is going to help you with the rest of it. What is Meta really prioritizing right now, and how are we going to get that traffic to our website or to our storefront? All right, Jeff, it's all you.
Okay. All right. So, like I said earlier, this was a presentation that was shared with me earlier this year by one of the marketing directors at Meta. And so I went back and custom tailored it to you guys to kind of pull out the nuggets that apply directly to boutique owners. But I don't know if you guys noticed, and most of you probably did, but Meta changed in a major way this last year. People struggled with reach. Your audiences that you've spent the last 7 or 8 or 10 years developing kind of disappeared. They didn't see your posts. They didn't see your ads if you run ads. You filmed reel after reel after reel after reel, and they didn't show up. You would go live, and there'd be your mom would be on there and your sister, and that was it. and it was tough. It was tough. Like, so getting back in front of your audience was tough. And in my opinion, it negatively impacted brand growth. It negatively impacted sales, and it negatively impacted sell-through rate. Like your products took longer to sell. And so a few strategies came out of all of that. Meta has completely flipped everything on its head. They released Andromeda in late 2025, and then they released Andromeda 2.0 January 1st, 7 days ago. And so I'm gonna go through kind of just the top 5 strategies that are really helping there, and then on both organic for people that aren't spending money on ads. I'm gonna start there, and then I'm gonna touch on how multi-platform advertising can affect brick and mortar traffic. So, like, if you're a brick and mortar business, don't think that you shouldn't be promoting your business online. Nearly 100% of the new people that come through your doors discover your brick and mortar store online. And so I just want to touch on that. I'm going to talk about that. And then we're going to go a little bit more into paid traffic. I'm gonna talk about the top strategies there, and then I've got 4 case studies at the end of this thing that are a direct result of Retail Bootcamp. And so students that built their foundation in Retail Bootcamp and then built a skyscraper on top of it. I just want to share those results with you because Ashley and Sarah tend to be a little too modest about this program. And so I'm gonna blast Retail Bootcamp and tell you what it's really about. And like, so just stay tuned for that. All right. Okay, let's go. Okay, so um, Facebook was an audience driven platform until 2025, until about August of 2025. Facebook would create audiences, create interest groups, monitor the people that came to your page, monitor the people that bought from you, and then it would use those audiences to deliver your promotions from that point forward. So, for example, this is pre-Andromeda. And so pre-Andromeda, somebody would come to your page, their information would be loaded to your pixel, they would be added to your web page visitor audience, and then Facebook, when you put up a post, Facebook would say, "Oh, okay, Ashley is one of Jeff's web page visitors. He posted, we'll deliver his post to Ashley." All that went away in August, and people's reach crashed. Now, what it is, it's 100% derived from each post's creative. And so it puts 100% of the onus on creative. If your creatives aren't relating directly to your audience, they will not be delivered. They will not, your audience will not show them. And I know Ashley talked about Gretchen Healy earlier, but that's why Gretchen's stuff has continued to work, is because her creatives relate directly to the poop scoopers of the world, or the Western horse owners of the world that also want to look cute, right? And so that's the magic. And so these 4 things here are the essentials. These are the absolute essentials to stay on top of this new reach formula that they have. So first of all, your creatives in your post. Meta, on every single post, second by second, is analyzing the visual patterns, post structures for engagement cues, right? So this gets a little complicated, but Meta is analyzing not only you, what you're wearing, what you're saying, what music is in the background, whatever the photograph is of, but the background as well. And so it's looking for all of that stuff. So, like, for example, let's stay on the Western theme here, but like, so say you sell Western clothing to women and you're a woman in a horse pen and there's a horse in the background. That's what Meta uses all of that to find out who you are, who you relate to, and then they will comb all of Meta and all of Google too, because they're merged now, and they will find people that have those same interests and deliver your post to them, or your ad. We'll get into that, but that's so. Just don't forget, it's all aspects of your creative, not just what you're wearing, but what you say, how you act, the background, all of that. And so if you have gotten into the habit of um, having a white panel background, Samantha, but there was a big trend last year of everybody doing their lives in front of a white panel background, and I recommended it for quite a while, for a big part of last year. But the problem is that white panel background started in late summer, started getting picked up by Facebook, and Facebook saying, "Oh no, that's the same content. Oh no, that's the same content. Oh no, that's the same content," because it had the same background over and over and over again. And so Facebook was secretly applying a dupe content penalty to your account, and you didn't even know it. And there was no notification either, by the way. And so people just saw their reach go down and down and down and down and down as the year went on. And so mix it up. The thing here is mix it up, and mix it up in a way that relates directly to your audience. Think about, where would my buyer be? What would my buyer be doing? Like, what activities does my buyer engage in? And then film your content around that. You're gonna have to get your employees and your influencers and your UGC creators to get creative. Okay. The next thing is captions and text. So we have dealt with captions and text and keyword generation and sentiment and all of those things in Google for a long time. Google has been using this system for years. Facebook implemented this in August of 2025, and there's some keys here that inside your captions, like inside the text surrounding your posts, like there's some things that you just can't miss. And one of the things that's on here is keywords. And if I've noticed one thing inside the boutique industry for a long time, it's been difficult for us to think up what the keywords are. What are the keywords that pertain to this product? And it's always been kind of a mystery, but Facebook has actually made it somewhat simple. Now, when you create a post or an ad, they'll suggest keywords that are more relevant. But what's even more important than keywords is the sentiment. And so Facebook is a publicly traded company. They answer to their investors. They have these huge meetings that their investors go, oh, we noticed people are using Meta for less and less time per day. Our investors aren't going to want to invest money because it looks like the platform's on a decline. And so Meta responds to that in a kind of a investor style, and they say, okay, we'll amp up the amount of time people use Facebook for, and the number one way that Facebook sees them to amp up that time is live engagement and sentiment. And so if you get on it, if you're going to put up a post for a black hoodie, and you get on there and you say, I'm a online coach that trains all day, and every once in a while I get up and get dusty between meetings, and I like a hoodie that doesn't show all the stains or whatever.
It's very specific.
Yeah, it seems awfully specific.
Yeah.
But anyway, so but like if you use that live video and then you have that sentiment on top of it, it adds rocket fuel to your posts. And you don't have to be a live seller that goes live 3 times a day, every day, 7 days a week. They're just asking you to be in that category as you occasionally engage live with your customers. And then, like, literally your reach and your impressions and your exposure is separated from the rest. And Facebook sees you as an investor ally. Like, literally, they're like, oh, Ashley's brand makes our platform look better, which makes investors invest more. Let's drive more traffic to her platform. As crazy as that sounds, and it is as much of a financial answer as that is, it's the truth. That's how it works. And so anyway, okay, so captions and text, make sure that you relate to your, there's one other thing in captions and text is, there's one thing that is essential, and it's a conversation starter. The second most powerful thing that you can do to increase user time per post on your posts is to get a conversation started. And so don't post if you're not gonna say, how would you wear this, or what would you pair this with, or get the conversation started on every single one. And now there's a caveat with that. You have to be ready to answer those. You have to be ready to answer those questions in the comments. You have to stay with those posts long enough to answer the comments. I just saw one. Are hashtags still relevant? They absolutely are. Don't forget about them. They're not going out.
I'm contradicting you in the chat. I'm saying that Meta just announced that they aren't as relevant. So I'm so curious. Let's talk more about that.
Yeah. So hashtags still drive the search. So if somebody uses Facebook search, it still uses hashtags to send them to your post. And so think about hashtags as the combination of Google search and social. So social search is still dependent on hashtags. And so you still have to load them. Okay. Photos and videos. Evaluate visual content for relevance, quality, and viewer retention. So the ability for Facebook to comb your videos and photos is creepier than ever. One advancement that we saw this last year one change. This is a change first. Let's start with this one. you guys may know that you were limited to the amount of text you could put over a photo. Facebook didn't want you covering a certain amount of the photo with a certain amount of text. That was a rule that you couldn't break. Well, last year, in August of last year, Facebook did away with that standard, and now you're allowed to kind of use text however you want, and you can put QR codes on there, and you can kind of do whatever you want. And so that don't limit yourself to text overlay. Text overlay is a powerful thing, and make sure that you use it. Videos, on the other hand, it's crazy. It's crazy what AI has done to how Meta monitors, filters, and uses your video for targeting. There's a boutique in Boutique Black, Ava Lane Boutique. Laura DeGrundle runs it, and she had a UGC video that a buyer of her Gwyn pants or something, a pair of jeans, uh, filmed a UGC video and got on there and talked about how much she loved them and how great they fit and how there's multiple inseam links and how they have a certain kind of hem or something. I don't know. But anyways, so she got on there and filmed this UGC video. Well, in the background of this UGC video, there was a stuffed turkey on the wall.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway, but in the background, there was a stuffed turkey on the wall, and all of a sudden they saw this uptick of orders from like different areas of the country that they hadn't gotten orders from. Like they got this big surge of orders from Kentucky and Tennessee, like these different areas, and and then we went back and we looked at her interest, and all of a sudden they had this surge. They had this surge of people that were also interested in hunting activities. And it was all because Facebook had monitored that one post of that one UGC video, and that silly turkey was in the background. And so just know, like, the more diverse your video, the more diverse your photos, the more readily you're going to be able to discover different niches of buyers. And so it all comes down to the creative. It all comes down to the creative, and you can use it as an experiment too. You can take control of the creative to kind of drive your exposure into certain areas. Like we have a boutique that is considering getting into like race clothing. Like you go to the track and you want clothes to wear that are automotive related for the race weekend. Well, it's simple. Now all you have to do is start posting photos of that, and you'll see the algorithm kind of go down that pathway. And even though there's not really specific targeting that you can do for that, it'll kind of just venture down that road. And it's a cool thing to watch. All right, last thing is your ideal audience. And so the main thing here is you have to pay attention. Like it puts a lot more responsibility on the boutique owner themselves. And so, like, you guys, in order to run all these experiments and in order to create all this creative and these different videos and these different photos and user generated content and live sales and all these different derivatives, one with a turkey, one without a turkey, one with an antelope. Don't do that. But anyway, but like all these different derivatives, it puts more work on you guys. It used to be we could just go in there and we could select our audience and we can move on. Now it's a creative driven system. And so instead of filming one video, you might film four. And instead of one background, you might have three. And so just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind that it's gonna take more effort, but the effort's worth it. Like the effort's worth it. This is what, in my mind, this is what's gonna separate. This is what's gonna separate the people that have a slam dunk this next year and the ones that fizzle out. Is the people that are willing to put in the work, the people that are willing to sit down and create the content and line out a chunk of their calendar and say, this is what I'm doing it. These are the things we're going to do. These are the experiments we're going to run. These are the audiences we're going to speak directly to and have a sentiment of language directly to. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, we're going to chop its head off and move on. But that's what's going to separate the winners from the losers in 2026. I'm sure of it. Okay. I'm sure I drummed up plenty of questions from that, but we'll.
There's lots of questions. Quick question on, using AI photos and videos, does that hurt you in any way?
Well, it's a mixed bag of answers right now. There is a new AI photo creator called Nano Banana that's part of Gemini. We have been experimenting with that photo creator, that video creator. You can upload flat lays of clothing and tell them to put it on a certain type of model that looks a certain way, and even explain the poses, and those work well. We have a Canadian boutique that only uses AI images created in Nano Banana, and she uses them for ads, and her returns average about 8 to 1, and so it works for some, and it doesn't work for others. So it's worth an experiment. There's no hard fast rule on that one.
You guys, as you go, make sure you use the question and answer box. Sarah and I are trying to answer several of them, but we'll save lots of them for Jeff at the end. So your comments go by in the chat super fast. Make sure you use the Q&A box so we don't miss any of them.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
it's
Jeff.
it's called Nano Banana. I don't know what the name's all about, but that's what it's called. It's powered by Google. It's powered by Google Gemini. Okay. So this is what I was talking about earlier. And so this is just a graph that details what we saw in 2025. We saw a 10x decline in reach on average across all Meta accounts. A 10x decline. It was massive. It was massive. Nobody even knew what was going on. Like everybody was like, "Where are my people? Where are my people? Why do I only have 6 people on my live? Why are my sales down? Why is my organic traffic down?" Um, for a brand that averaged 100 million people in reach in the last 12 months has fallen to 10 million. They lost 90%. They lost 90% of their reach organically, um, over the last 12 months. And I'm telling you, if you can commit to going live once or twice a week, once every other week, if you can commit to running these creative experiments, if you can commit to creating more content than what you're used to and more content experiments, and using AI to your advantage to writing different derivatives of copy, you'll get it back. You'll get it back. And if you do it, we see this in Boutique Hub Black all the time. But if they start doing those experiments, on average, people see about an 800% increase in reach. And so they go from 100 million down to 10 million if they're a mega boutique, and then they start using these organic strategies, and they can pull it back to 80 million. The rest is up to paid. You got to pay for the rest. Now, 80 million is a gigantic number. This is a specific example of a huge boutique, by the way. And so just keep that in mind. This is a specific case study. You'd have to plug your own numbers in there. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm a gigantic proponent of live selling. I have seen the difference of live sellers versus non-live sellers, the reach that they have, the impact that they have, the sales that they have. And I'm not just talking about sales during the live. Forget all that. Forget all that. Forget how many attendees you have on the live and whether they talk to you or not. It's not important. It's not important. If you go live and 6 people jump on there and only one of them talks to you and it's your mom, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Like, so just remember that a live sale gets you mega points, gets you mega bonus points with Meta. And so they're saying, oh my gosh, this brand is willing to engage live with their customers and actually be a real person in this waterfall of AI solutions. They're going to give you huge bonus points. And don't think you have to do it every day or every week. Do it as you can. Consistency is better, but do it as you can. And do it on both platforms. Instagram's more restrictive, Facebook's more open, but do it on both platforms. You can use a shop. You can use an app like Live Me Up. Live Me Up is really great app. It makes your life easier. It clips parts of the lives and shoves them in your product. It's awesome. Like you can use apps like Live Me Up or Comment Sold. But anyway, but you can also just go live. You can just go live. The bonus points for going live are there, whether you're live on Facebook or whether you use an app. Doesn't matter. All right. Now, the other thing is, so lives, the first huge benefit of lives is it puts you in a different category in Meta's eyes. And so you're automatically seen as a I don't know, like an asset to Meta instead of a user. It's a huge difference. The second thing is lives create content. Like it's great content. In 2024, in late 2024, inside Boutique Hub Black, we launched several live selling experiments. One of them was called live sell replay ads. And so whenever one of our users would go live, we'd jump back in, go into Ad Manager, and create an ad out of the live sell that they just did. And those ads are still today are one of the most profitable ads that we have all across Boutique of Black. But most important, it's the number one generator of new customers. It's the number one way inside Meta that I have seen, bar none, to get new customers to make their first purchase. And so that's why I'm such a big believer in live sellers, the live sell. All right, and then the third one is reach. The third one is reach. If you do those two things, if you go live and then promote the live, you can expect your reach to increase by 622%, which is a big deal. At the Boutique Hub, this is a strategy that we discovered accidentally a long time ago. but we did not know what we know now. And we used to do this, and it used to just be like, oh yeah, Ashley, go live, I'll boost it. Okay, see you later. Like it was kind of this casual thing, but it's turned into this entire business strategy. And so just don't trust me. Like if you want to get your reach back, if you want to get seen by Meta in a different light, and if you want to have that opportunity to bring in new customers on a regular basis, this is where it's at. And
Jeff, a few people are asking about going on TikTok live as well as Facebook and Instagram.
God, you guys are did you guys just team up and ask all the loaded questions together or what? TikTok live is it's a good source. This is my advice: is don't set up a TikTok shop. Don't set up a TikTok shop. If you're going to go live on TikTok, just go live on TikTok and run TikTok ads if you want to promote those lives. Don't set up a TikTok shop because then you have to abide by all of their return standards and all of their sales standards and all of their link standards, which are all, in my opinion, BS. And they're not in your best interest; they're in their best interest. And so, in a catastrophic way. And so that's my stance on that deal.
If you want to get returns covered in cat hair, that's a great way to do it.
I thought I was cat pee, actually.
Oh, it's both. Could be
Okay,
both.
all right. Okay.
All right, next slide.
Yeah. Okay, so I tried to boil this down. These are the top 5 things. These are the must-dos. These are the things that going into 2026 you can't ignore. In my mind, high quality captions with rich descriptions, language for better context. High quality captions are number one. Number one. If you're going to put up a post and you're only going to write 3 words, don't do it. It's not even worth it. Call out the people that buy from you, call out the Western moms, call out the moms sitting in a soccer line, call out the people looking for leopard pants, call out the buyers that come to you. Like call out your local market, but make sure you spend some time on the caption. It makes all the difference in the world. And you can use AI for it. Like you can go to ChatGPT and say, hey, ChatGPT, write me a Facebook post caption that calls out to these audiences and has an emotional CTA associated with those audiences and an emotional hook associated with those audiences to encourage them to come to the website and shop and take some time. Take some time and use it and take some time training up your ChatGPT. But the captions in my mind are number one. Number 2 is you gotta prioritize on 2 types of video. Reels are going to explode this year amongst the younger demographic. If you have younger shoppers, if you have 18 to 25-year-old shoppers, you have to have short format video. And then if you want to grow your brand, if you want people to learn who you are, what your store is, where you're located, what collections you carry, what brands you carry, you have to have long format video. And that's where live sell comes in. It's an automatic creator of long format video. You get a sell, it's self-liquidating, you get to engage with your customers, and it creates your long format video for you, and you're done. It's a one solution deal. The leverage live engagement. So you can't live engagement, not live selling. Live engagement is where it's at. That's how you get the bonus. That's how you get the rocket fuel from Meta. Is you let Meta know I'm willing to go on once a week and engage with my customers live. Gary Vee just did an incredible podcast on it just last week, by the way, if you guys didn't see it. Gary Vee said if he could go back in time and advise business owners on one thing, he would tell them to become social sellers and go
Mm.
live and sell socially. And he's absolutely right. He's part of the same data pool that I am. And like it's all pulled from the same thing. But the acceleration of social selling and live engagement on social it's gonna take over in 2026. And just like I'm telling you, if you're uncomfortable with it, get over it. You'll only be uncomfortable for a week or two, and then it'll be normal. And so just you got to get over it. So number 4 is actively engage. Active engagement, fast engagement with your community and DMs. Like it's all about the amount of time. If you're gonna put up posts and you're gonna put a conversation starter in your post, you have to charge your team with watch those posts, watch those DMs. Everybody deserves a response. Those are just as good as customers walking through our front door. Like it has to be fast. And I think about it like this. So, I know when Sarah had her boutique open, one time I walked through the front door and it took forever for anybody to even say hello to me. Like I just wandered around the store the entire. This is not true, by the way. But like that's how it is. That's how it is. Like if you put up a post and you have a conversation starter in there, and one of your team's not willing to welcome that person and answer their question, you're missing the boat. It's just the same as somebody coming in your store, wandering around, and not a single one of your employees ever saying a word to them. That person's never coming back, by the way. And so just keep that in mind. All right. So active engagement, fast engagement is where it's at. And then maintain consistency and timing. You can't have peak seasons and then go absent. You can't start this strategy now and then you get tired in April and go absent April, May, June, July, and then be like, holy crap, my income's way lower, and then jump back in. It's literally like starting over. So you have to be consistent. Pick a plan that you can stay with for the entire year. Even if it's not quite as big as what I'm talking about, even if you have to like narrow it down until you get enough money in the door to be able to stick with this for the entire year, do that. But make sure you're consistent. Okay. Should we field a couple questions? How many are there? A million?
There's 45 currently.
Oh, that's no big deal. Okay, let's go.
Keep going. We're gonna get all of them, you guys. Sarah and I are answering what we can. Jeff will save a bunch of them for you. All right, next slide.
Yeah. Okay. So I specialize in paid advertising. I mean, that's what I do. That's inside Boutique Hub Black, we do web page optimization, we do organic sales, we do organic traffic. But where we really see the impact is in paid promotions. And I have a strong belief. Like I have a strong belief that Facebook is a hungry dog. If you feed it an entire bag of dog food, it will expect an entire bag of dog food for the rest of its life, and it'll be a huge obese black lab that you have to put on a green bean diet. But anyway,
Listening, she's here. Quick.
and so anyway, so just know this, that Facebook ads can be run by you and they can be run on a small budget. You can keep it simple and small. And so this was the impact that we saw in Boutique Hub Black in 2025 is paid promotions on an ultra small budget. I'm talking $10 a day, created 505% in higher sales and higher gross sales. And so I just threw this one in here because you don't need an agency. You don't need $1 million. And if you start with Retail Bootcamp and you know the foundation is there, you know your team is set up, you know that your fundamentals are set up, you know that your financials are set up, you know that your social media marketing plan is set up, you know that your inventory plan is set up, like you got to do this. And if you don't have those things set up, just jump into Retail Bootcamp. Like seriously, like just do that for 12 weeks and then start this. And on week 13, you'll be completely primed and then you move over to this. And so like if you're sitting there, like if you're a struggling boutique right now and you're like, how the heck am I going to make this work out in 2026? I'm on the ropes right now. In my mind, that's the path forward. Go lay your foundation in RBC and then jump over and start promoting your business like a real business owner. All right, next slide. Okay, I wanted to touch on this real quick because I hear this all the time. Is, oh, I don't need ads. I'm a brick and mortar. And so,
Lots of those questions in the chat right now. Lots of those questions. This is good.
I don't need ads. I'm a brick and mortar. Well, let me tell you this. Both Facebook, Instagram, and Google, all of those have local store promotions. Google went a step further last year, and they said, we will feature every single one of your products to your local market for free through Google Merchant Center. You don't need to pay a dime. And it's unbelievably powerful. And so when people go to Google, when people say, oh, I really need a pair of leopard pants, where's a store that carries them near me? Guess who shows up first? The local people. Guess what they're paying? Nothing. And so if you're a brick and mortar store, Facebook, Instagram, and Google Merchant Center are absolutely unbelievably important. And usually those audiences are relatively small. So say I specialize in 35 to 55-year-old women, and I'm in Wichita, Kansas, and I want to make sure that anytime somebody searches a product that I have, or anytime somebody is looking for a boutique in Wichita, I show up. You can do it for $10, $10 a day, $300 a month, $3,000 a year. Well, whatever it comes out to be, $3,600 a year. And so, you like that's all. That's what it's going to cost you. You can set it up yourself. It's not hard. If you, and I've got a case study at the end of this, of a boutique from Miami that gets 125 new shoppers into her boutique every single, I don't know what the time period is. We'll have to look, but a lot. And this is her budget, $10 a day. And so we'll jump into that in a second. But I just wanted to put this up here. Like, if you're a brick and mortar store, don't forget about online promotion for your brick and mortar. It's one of the most important things you can do.
Lots of people asking about that $10 a day. That's $10 a day per platform, Google and Meta, right?
No, that's $10 total. Meta 5, Google 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah. Google local market's unbelievably affordable, and so is Meta. Okay. So if you are ready, if you are in the position to run paid ads, these are the top 5 strategies. If you're not yet there, it's like, don't worry about it. Jump in with Ashley and Sarah and get your foundation built. This is like this is the multi-story level. Like, this is when you're ready to build your skyscraper. Go build your foundation first, and then pour the concrete thick. Like, pour it concrete thick, because your building's gonna be tall, right? And so, like, you gotta build it, like, pour it thicker than you think. And so I think the first thing is define clear objectives and audience. Be specific about who you're going to target. If you're a Western boutique, like, know that. Don't go out looking for everybody under the sun. And if somebody asks you, what type of people do you sell to? And your answer is, oh, I sell to basically everybody. I have this and I have that, and I have this and I have that. You're not ready. You got to figure out who you sell to. And like, if you're men and women boutique, like, if you sell both sides and you have a little bit of home decor, like, start thinking about which of those sectors you sell the best to. Like, which of those sectors sell the fastest? What products within those sectors sell the fastest? What brands inside those sectors, sell the fastest? Like, all of that stuff. All right. And then utilize A/B testing for ad creative. Facebook has made this unbelievably easy. Google, it's easy too, but Facebook, you go in there, you load your headline, you load 4 different derivatives of that headline, and it automatically tests those. You load 1 or 2 or 3 different graphics, or 1 or 2 or 3 different video. It automatically tests those and promotes the most successful one. You go in there, you create a carousel. It'll automatically shuffle the highest click card to the front. They've made it unbelievably easy, but don't turn it off. I see a lot of people say this. They say, oh, no, I know what my customers want. I know what type of creative they're going to want. I only want to use this type of creative because I know that resonates with my brand. That's a big mistake.
Mm-hmm.
What you think will perform the best, and what Meta thinks will perform the best, is usually very different. And so I actually ran a bet with a Boutique Hub Black member, a multi-million-dollar Boutique Hub Black member this last year. And I said, well, why don't you let me create one of your graphics and we'll see which one performs the best. And she was like, no, absolutely not. And I said, I'm serious. And so I created the ugliest thing I could possibly do with this big $29 logo above it. And like this ugly, like I went into Canva and
Did it
deleted the
have a
back.
grandma on it?
No, no, no. Well, some of them do. But anyway, so so I deleted the background and just replaced it with a solid color background, and it looked terrible. Well, guess what? It performed better than the one she put her heart and soul into. So don't take personal pride in what performs and what doesn't. Just go strictly off the numbers. Okay. Allocate budget, but bid smartly. Start small. Start small. Start small. Start small. I get asked literally 50 times a day, what should I start this at? And my answer is always the same. Start it small. Start $10. Start at $10. Start at $10. If you're a multi-million-dollar boutique and you need the sales volume immediately, that's a different game. But usually it's start very, very small. Leverage keyword and interest targeting. Keywords come from your copy. They come from your caption on your social post now. We used to think about keywords on product descriptions. We used to think about keywords on blog posts. We used to think about keywords for Google indexing. It's so much different now. It's so much different now. If your keywords are in your caption of your post, guess what the #1 search result will be every single time? It'll be your Facebook post, not your blog post. So keep that in mind. Keywords are very, very important. Monitor and refine based on data. So my, click-through rate and cost per acquisition, those are very important. The average cost per acquisition that I see across the board is about $12. So what does it cost you to get a new customer to buy? It costs you about $12 industry-wide. And CTR, like your click-through rate should always be above 3%. Those are important. But the king metric is return on ad spend. If you're going to run ads and you're not making 3 times your money off every single ad, something major is wrong. Now, if you're a mega boutique that does tons of sales volume, 7,000 units a week or 8,000 units a week, and you're negotiating huge orders from the vendor, you don't need that high ROAS. But if you're a smaller boutique and you're making single pack orders and double pack orders, and your ROAS isn't a 3, something is amiss. If you have an agency and your ROAS isn't a 3, something's wrong. Something is like, be very, very careful. All right. Next one. Okay, so I wanted to tie this conversation back into the 6 layers of Bootcamp and just how I see it. Like how and I Ashley and Sarah, they talk about this in a much different way. But I see it as like the springboard, right? Like I see it as the foundation. I know that when people come into Boutique Hub Black that have recently come out of RBC, they accelerate 50 times faster than the rest. And it's such a different experience for them. And so just mastering your foundation and your finances, just make sure that you're thinking about from the get-go. So say like, if you're not part of RBC, you're like when you join later today or whatever, just start thinking about your finance and in your cash flow now. Like start thinking about, okay, I'm building my foundation now. I know that eventually I'm going to promote these products with paid advertising. And I know that I'm going to need this, more creatives than what I'm thinking about right now. And just start thinking about that sort of thing now. Like start thinking about your foundation and your inventory and your finances now with that in, and that'll make you go through RBC in a little bit different manner, because this RBC is the fact, like it'll springboard you into levels that you did not. As a matter of fact, I was on a call this morning with a boutique owner that had recently graduated RBC. She's been in Boutique Hub Black for 7 months-ish, I think, something like that. And her end of year goal was $1 million. She wanted to go over $1 million in gross revenue. And when she was coming into Q4, she was like $300,000 short. She didn't think she was going to make it. She ended up going over her $1 million goal by $400,000 because of holiday season promotions. And so, but a lot of that was because she had these layers in place. She had the inventory plan. She had the connections with her wholesalers. She knew how to go to, to markets and negotiate. She knew how to monitor her stock. She knew how to create these collections that allowed her to buy a little bit wider and not go ultra deep in certain things. All of that stuff that Ashley and Sarah discussed. Then the next one that I really see important is the marketing and traffic. The marketing and traffic layer. I think this is the wrong slide, but whatever. But the marketing and traffic, like you have to get out. You have to get the base strategies. You have to get the base strategies there.
Mhm.
All right. You have to get up to date on the latest strategies on social, on email, on text, to make sure that you're attracting enough people in your store or you're attracting enough people onto your website to even make the whole thing work. Like without that, I mean, the one thing that's very unique about the boutique industry is that it relies on traffic. It's 100% reliant on traffic, and we have teamed up with Meta in probably the most intimate relationship of any industry in the United States. Like boutiques are reliant on Meta. We really, really are. And so if you don't understand that, if you don't understand the organic side of marketing and traffic, it's definitely worth your time. Sales and conversion. Uh, Sarah talks about all of this so much. Like, I don't know how many times I've heard her say, like all of her analogies, all of her sports analogies. But sales and conversions, like if you don't know, what you need out of every single product, and you don't know what you need to buy it for and what you need to sell it for, and you're not paying yourself, and you're not putting things on sale in an accurate way or in a smart way, and you're not constantly focused on increasing your average order value. Those are the lessons you have to get down. You have to get them down. They're non-negotiable. And then team and operations. If you can create a happy team, you're a miracle worker. Good luck. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. The team, your team, right? Like your team. It's like what I was talking about earlier. Like you have to be able to create that team so that like when you put up a Facebook post and there's a conversation starter in there, there's an owner of that. It's like, oh yeah, Samantha owns replying to comments, and I know that she will, and like yeah, and like so there has to be an owner of that, and then you move into the last step and you go big. You build your skyscraper. Okay, I want to go over some case studies. This is the first one. There's just 4, so I'll get through them, and then we'll go to question and answer. Oh, actually, we'll be out of time. We're not going to have time for any questions. And and then okay, so this is the first. This is a brick and mortar store based in Miami. And I lied earlier. Her budget's $15 a day. But this is July 1st through July 31st. And these clicks that you see down here, these are clicks in on her Google My Business listing, and they're request directions clicks. And so they go to her Google My Business listing and they said, "Tell me how to get to Meadow Collective." And when they click that, Suri comes on their phone and she says, "Oh, turn right, turn left." And so there's a very high chance that these people are on their way to your store or they're coming to your store. And she got 223 of those in a 30-day period on a $15 a day budget. And so you got to ask yourself, that cost her $182. What's your average checkout value in store? 125, 135 bucks, 100 bucks, something like that. Would you spend $182 to get 223 people in your store? Heck yes, you would. Everybody in this room would. And so don't forget about online promotions. Oh, and by the way, she was an RBC student in 2024 and just this last year, and since then she has absolutely knocked it out of the park. She's incredible. Like her business is incredible. Like every single time we get on a call, it's inspirational. Next one. Okay, this one is of a live seller. She's amazing at live selling. You can see in her ad campaign over here on the left. This is for her Dear Scarlet collection. This was from July, but her collection was this is just her live sales from Dear Scarlet. And so this is what I was talking about earlier. She goes live, we go back, we create an ad out of those live sales, and we stack them up. And so she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in this one campaign. And between July 20th to August 1st. So that's kind of a weird date range. I don't know why I picked that, but anyway. So July 20th to August 12th, she made 918 sales off of that. Imagine how much different than that is than a live sale. You go live, 58 people show up, you sell to 5, and that's the live sale. And it's frustrating and it's exhausting and it's a hamster wheel. But if you can do this second step, if you can do this second step and use that live sale as a reach repair tool, and you can use that live sale as a get in good graces with Meta, and you can use that live sale as a content creation tool, these are the sort of results you get. 918 sales off a group of lives in less than a month. Okay, next. Okay, this is one more. This is just a overall Facebook ad campaign. You can see her, and this is if you look at that cost per result column, this is two of these are top of funnel. Two of these are top of funnel, and so they're for new customers only. They're bringing in new customers into her store, and between July 13th and August 11th, she had 38 new people come in and buy her LSU products, it's game day stuff, probably Twilly scarves or something, and then on her top of funnel, her Advantage Plus, this is for her new arrivals. She had 77 new customers come through there, and she was able to attract those new customers for $12 on one, $15 on the other. And her return on ad spend, that purchase ROAS column, she made 6.76 times her money on one and 6.18 times her money on the other. She was also an RBC student in 2019. She's redone it like 4 times. I think she finally feels like, oh yeah, now I know what RBC is. But she is like the crazy, like perfect boutique owner that is always assured that she can jump back inside this RBC group and glean some new knowledge out of them and connect with other community members inside RBC and be like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to go use that. But this is, in my mind, this is where it's at. If you can make 6 times your money and sell to them for $12 and get a new customer, this is what it's all about. This is what fuels your business. All right, next one. I think there's one more. Okay, this is the
Sorry about that.
This is the organic marketing that I was talking about earlier. This girl does it all, and so this is like the holy trinity, right? Like this is like you're a live seller, you have a perfect Shopify site, and you run all sorts of Facebook ads and Instagram ads and Google ads. Like this is somebody that has their ducks in a row. She was an RBC student in 2017. She's still very, 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 very involved. She's in the mastermind group. She's in Boutique Black. She is a juggernaut. But anyway, so this one here, I just wanted to show you this. On any, let's see here. These date ranges are kind of hard to see. I think this is like July 1st through August something. July 15th through August 15th or something. Anyway, so like you can see the dates down there. But anyway, in that time period, she was able to attract 53,000 active users to her page. Now you talk about traffic. You attract 53,000 people to your boutique page. Guess what? You're going to win. You're going to win. It doesn't even matter if you have a 2% conversion rate. You're still going to win. And so it's all about traffic. And this is how her traffic divided up. She had 22,000 from paid, 10,000 from organic, 7,600. Does anybody know what direct traffic is, what this one means? These are your groupies. These are the people saying, oh, I wonder what Ashley has this week. I'm going to go check. And they type in Ashley's leopard pant emporium.com. And so that, those are your groupies. Those are the people that come and check up with you directly. That's the real asset of your business, is that direct traffic number growing month over month. We just ran a contest in Boutique Black for like who can increase their direct traffic the most this month. Anyway, so those are the traffic sources, but this is how it stacks up, and it's all about traffic. Once you get like everything firing on all cylinders, then you just pour gasoline on it and go big. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm out of time. I wish I could answer questions, but we don't have any time left. So I'm just joking.
So sarcastic. All right, you guys, we're just about ready to do Q&A. We have a lot of them. I see about 60 of you in the queue. So we're going to get to you here in just a second. But as we wrap up day 3 of Best Year Yet together, a couple of closing thoughts before we get to Q&A. Where should we go next? What do we need to focus on? Sarah, you want to walk us through like next steps? If you're going to focus on anything from the last 3 days, where do you go?
Oh man. Well, each of you, we just want to acknowledge each of you is coming at this from a little bit different angle, and we understand. So, our best advice is you're in a room of awesome folks right now, right? You've got a team of from our Boutique Hub team right here. You guys are collaborating together. I'm seeing the chat. It's some awesome conversation happening. Don't let that die. What we're asking you to do, encourage you, get in the right room with the right people. And that's why we have our membership. That's why we're offering Retail Bootcamp right now. We are bringing you up-to-date information. Speakers like Jeff and Samantha and industry experts. I saw Guillaume in the chat from Live Me Up. Our partners are, when we say we have partners in the industry and the best, they're showing up to help you on the daily. And that's what you get when you invest with the Boutique Hub. So next steps, where do you go from here? Don't go back and retreat back into your four walls of your business and try to DIY it all yourself. I'm telling you, you will come back next year and say, man, I wish I would have done this. Invest in yourself, invest in the systems and processes that we're talking about. Ashley started this whole thing with slow down to speed up, right? Like we gave you a lot of information. You're going to get these replays sent to you tomorrow. You're going to get this all sent out in a way that you can digest this as you need, but ultimately pick a few things and try them, test them, repeat them, tweak them, do all the things right before you jump into something else. But that's why we give you this information as we are starting in that foundation layer of retail, like Jeff was just talking about. And you saw how when you start at that layer in Retail Bootcamp, to his point, to quote him, it springboards you, right? That solid, deep, concrete foundation. So what to do now? Keep learning, keep digging in, keep taking action, keep asking questions to the right people. That's my biggest takeaway for you guys today.
It's all about who you know more than what you know, right? Like getting in the room with the right people. I love that. All right. Well, last call, you guys, while we're live. Just one more shout out to Retail Bootcamp. A lot of you are like, okay, but where do I start? Like, this has been a lot of information over the last couple of days. This is literally why we built Bootcamp. I've also seen the question, what was the one thing Teresa, who we used as an example at the start, what's the one thing she did? Teresa's one thing is going to be different than your one thing. And just like a lot of the questions someone just asked Jeff, like, who is the boutique so we know exactly what they're doing? I'm probably not going to give you the name because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they're doing. It matters what you're going to do and how you're going to use this information for you. There is no one secret to success. It's literally following the step-by-step process that we're talking about, making sure you've got the foundation, knowing your customer, the riches are in the niches, pricing your inventory and working your way through step-by-step in that strategy. So that's the invitation we want to make, is to be able to hold hands, do it together in a small group, and make sure this is clear with a path easy to follow. Sarah?
I'm going to just jump in. The one thing I can tell you that Teresa has done is, in all the years that I've worked with Teresa, I've never heard her say she can't. And I've never heard her say that won't work for me. I've never heard her have that attitude. She is like, all right, let's go. She's a student of it and she's going to try it. And honestly, another part of the story that Ashley didn't tell you is she did do a lot of retail bootcamp stuff in her prep times and things at school. Her students knew that this boutique was a goal of hers, and she was able to create some opportunities for her students through the success she had at her boutique, which came from her studies of retail bootcamp. So we were all able to share some scholarship opportunities that she was able to present, those wins. And when we talked to her about that a little deeper, she was like, no was not an option. I wanted to make this happen for these kids. No was not an option. It wasn't just about her. Her why was deeper than her own want. And so what did she do? She just said, here we go. Let's go. Let me get with the right people and let's make it happen.
I absolutely love it. It all comes down to mindset and attitude. What you're willing to test and what you're willing to say, oh no, I've tried that before. It didn't work for me. No, I mean, everything Jeff talked about, like, it's not set in stone. It's something that you have to test. He talked about A/B testing. He talked about testing out different types of content, different lengths of content. It's all going to come down to you and your spin on it and how it resonates with your customer. Oh, I love the text on that. That's great. All right, Retail Boot Camp. What's inside? Again, so it's 14 weeks. We talked about mapping out that Wednesday morning at 10 o'clock every single week. That's when we go live. If you want to join for our expert of the week, Samantha comes in, Jeff comes in, Christine Gray comes in, lots of people come in, really double down on whatever the topic is. Actually, I think Jeff comes in multiple times in Retail Boot Camp to really double down on marketing. And then I would say set aside an hour a week just to go watch the pre-recorded modules. So we take about 2 weeks per layer. So I would say watch the modules, like get the lesson for the week, see what you can implement, and then come join us live and we're going to dissect it and we're going to answer all of your questions on the live that week. So that's the biggest piece. And then come join us in person. We go to LA together in the fall. Literally all four of us will be there, plus many more members of our team. So that's another opportunity for kind of one-on-one support and Q&A, like us doing live audits while we're with you in person. And then you also have two other resources. So your workbook that this comes with, and then the private Facebook group. So I see Leslie in here. I think Leslie has done Retail Boot Camp. Gosh, Leslie, every time since it started, and she still shows up. And she's really great about jumping in the Facebook group and answering other people's questions as well. So it is definitely a community over competition group that supports each other on a day-to-day basis. So there's always something to learn from one another as well. All right, so this is a challenge, right? Doing the same thing gets you the same results. So why is your business going to be different in 2026 than it was in 2025? Like, what is going to make the change? Are you going to hold yourself accountable? Is someone else going to hold you accountable? Like, how are you going to shake this up? Are you going to chase your tail with new ideas or trying to see what Susie did down the street? Or are you going to do something different and lead the charge and make it different on your own? You can definitely do that. So again, in Retail Bootcamp, we've got the LA experience, all the Retail Bootcamp calculators that Sarah talked about, a gazillion marketing ideas, if that's even a number, in the small business marketing handbook that you're going to get with Bootcamp. Our ultimate hiring handbook is going to come with it as well. For those of you who are brand new, we're going to kickstart you with the How to Start a Boutique handbook. And then if you're overwhelmed with content and how much it's going to take to get noticed this year, we're going to teach you the entire content creation and batching system with our tools and calculators to get there as well. All right, I'm going to leave this slide up for you guys. Again, I don't want you to miss out on the code and where to quickly get those codes for your discounts because they end on Friday. And I'll leave this slide up while we're doing some Q&A. If at any time, if you have to jump off, if your time's getting short, I would encourage you. Samantha Connor, you've dropped your link for a call. You're going to get Samantha, you're going to get Phoebe, you're going to get Sarah. Everyone's fielding your calls for Q&A this week. So if you want to learn more about Retail Bootcamp, how to utilize your hub membership, what is Boutique Hub Black, how do I do a website audit? All of those things can be answered on a call. So if you're kind of on the fence and like, oh, I just need someone to talk through my personal experience, book the call. That would be my recommendation. All right, should we do some Q&A?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarah, do you have some teed up to get started with?
Oh gosh. Okay. Yes. Jeff, are you ready? All right, let's see. There was a ton of them. I got some. Okay. How long should my lives be? This is a question. I think there was a lot of you guys that asked this. How long should my lives be? And on what platform? Let's just double down on both of those.
Earlier, I said Instagram's more restrictive. So with the promotion side of things, Instagram, you can't go over 15 minutes on a live if you want to promote it. And then the ideal time on a Facebook Live seems to be right around the 22 to 25-minute mark. It's not as long as you think. You can go through a rack, like a small rack video, like a small 7 to 10 item rack of like a micro collection in that amount of time. But get on there, go through them, give close-ups of what it looks like, get close-up of how it's built, what it feels like, explain what it feels like, explain how it fits, and then move to the next item. And you don't necessarily even have to try them on, FYI. That's not a requirement. But and just get that out there. But it's 22 to 25 on Facebook and sub 15 on Instagram.
All right.
If you can go ultra long if you want, but most of you guys don't have the time. You can go for 6 hours if you want. We have one boutique member that goes live for 6 hours at a time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wild. Okay.
Valerie, real quick. No, the Retail Bootcamp workbook is only for Retail Bootcamp students. We do not sell it separately just because it goes hand in hand with the course. So we would love you to be a student before you grab that workbook.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one, I did see a few different people asking about this. Miriam, I know you mentioned this yesterday. Actually, I think you've mentioned this 3 days in a row and we didn't get that question answered. So Miriam was curious about platforms like Poshmark and whatnot. Live on Poshmark. Jeff, anything about?
I mean, I have limited experience, but what I've seen so far is you give up such a gigantic percentage. You have to be ultra careful. Like it's so easy to go upside down. Now, if it's something that's been sitting on the shelf for 2 seasons and it's got like, like it's really, 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 really aged and you just want to get a little bit of cash out of it, go for it. But like don't make it a habit. That's just my opinion. Like I said, my experience is limited.
Yep. That is just a good reminder on looking at, what's working for you. Sales is one thing. We talked about that on day one, but we have to look at what we get to keep out of those sales. And just moving product, there's a time and a place for that. To Jeff's point, if you've got to dump something and Poshmark is where it works, whatnot is where it works for you, the margin is probably going to be less, but sometimes just getting it out the door is the very best thing. So, Miriam, I hope that's helpful.
Amy, this goes along with your question. For live selling, like, is there an app that you recommend right away? Is there any other way to do it without an app? Or can you just get started by going live and then add the app in later?
You can absolutely just get started by going live. Just go live and then add an app in later. Like as it grows as you start to see the effectiveness, as you start to see it affect your other sales channels like Google and the rest, then that's kind of the time to add an app. But you don't need an app to start.
Is there a best way to promote the lives specifically?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, so inside Facebook Ad Manager, a existing post promotion, an existing post sales promotion is the best way to do it.
All right. Does testing multiple videos that are similar but edited differently to see what performs better hurt your ability to differentiate yourself to the algorithm now that it's changed? People always say to test content multiple ways and squeeze as much out of your content.
So if you're talking organically and you're going to load the same video with small different iterations organically at the same time, don't do that. You're going to end up with a dupe content penalty. If you're doing it in ads and you're able to turn that one off before you load the next test, you can do that because the slightly different derivative wouldn't be running at the same time.
If you were launching an online boutique, this is a great question. If you were launching an online boutique today with a limited budget, where would you put your first $500 to grow the fastest?
I think I would keep my $500. You already have inventory, you must. And so I think I would keep the $500 in my pocket and go live. I think I would keep the $500 in my pocket and say, okay, I'm going to go live. I'm going to test these 15 different products on live sales, see which one has the fastest sell-through rate, see which one really picks up traction the fast, and then spend that $500 on more of that. That's what I'd do.
I love it. Public pages or VIP groups or both?
Public, for sure. VIP groups have seen decreased reach, decreased exposure month over month for the last 2 years.
Okay. Oh gosh, so many things. If your content isn't getting great engagement, does it matter as much or does it matter to keep being consistent no matter what the reach or engagement is? I see a lot of big e-commerce stores with 750 to a million followers and they're only getting 60 likes and 20 comments, but they're cranking out the posts.
Doesn't matter how many times you post if it's all crap. So you have to sit down and you have to think about like, is this a quality post? Am I conversating with my ideal customer? Am I relating to them? Is this a love letter from me? Like that sort of thing. If you're not creating quality content, the engagement will always be low no matter how many you pump out. And as a matter of fact, it'll probably get worse and worse. It's kind of like what we talked about earlier. Like you have to sit down and really put your heart and soul into the caption. And if you take the time to do that, your reach will go back up.
Mm-hmm. Dale's Clothing. Is that the Dale's Clothing near me? What Dale's Clothing is this? Where are you from? Is there a better insight on Facebook to see when your most active time is? I can usually see it when scheduling a post, not just an insight page unless I know where to look. I guess let me summarize this. Is it best to post when people are most active, or do you just need to push the post out to get the content out there?
No, it's best to post when your audience is the most active. There's so many posts, so many advertisers, so many people follow so many people on Facebook now that if you don't strategize a little bit on when to post, you'll get buried.
Julia, I'm going to answer your question. How do you organize what you're posting for the week? Do you do that all within the content spreadsheet? I just signed up for RBC, so I'm excited to deep dive. Yeah, Julia, I mean, there's a certain percentage that you need to schedule ahead of time. So we do it with our spreadsheet. A lot of people do it with, we talked about the content planner. Some people like paper and pen. So we can map out like, okay, when are we going live? When do collections need to be ready? What types of posts are we doing when? When are we sharing the reels that we've batch created? But then there's also an element of, okay, it's Tuesday. I haven't made my sales goal by noon. I need to throw in some fresh content somewhere that's not planned. So there's a delicate balance of both, but I would say get as much scheduled ahead of time as you can. Jeff, would you add to that?
No, that's right. I would agree with that.
Right. What is one mistake online boutiques make that hurts sales, even if their product is good?
What is one mistake online boutiques make that hurts sales?
Even if they have got good products.
They spam their email list. We've seen this. We've seen this just recently. We've seen more of this recently. Let me fill you in on this. So, the number of people that mark your emails as spam is going multi-platform for the first time that I've ever seen. And so, um, um, your emails getting marked as spam is being somehow resonated to Facebook, and Facebook is decreasing your exposure based on Google's trust score for you.
Wow.
And so say you deliver to a bunch of Gmail accounts, which all of us do, and those Gmail accounts, there's a bunch of people in there that's marking those as spam. Google is decreasing your domain rank, and that domain rank is being referenced back over to social, and you can't get your social to work either. And so it's a double-edged sword. So that's something that we have seen on the uptick here in the last 3 months. So be careful of that. Segregate your list, cleanse your list, get rid of the bots, take the time.
I'll add to that.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead if that you were going to comment on him.
Nope. New question. Nope. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say same question, like what online boutiques are doing that hurt their sales, even if their product is great. I try to do a lot of shopping with our member stores this year. And one of the things that really just, when I have to make multiple clicks to find things, it's very frustrating when I go to look at something that I find that I think might be interesting, but I can't really tell what the back looks like. I don't have a clue, like really how it fits. That's really frustrating. I'm probably not going to actually part with my money, especially if your return policy is bad. So those are a few things from a real consumer side that will hurt your sales. Your product potentially could be amazing, but if your photos aren't very good and your copy and descriptions aren't very good, I don't know really if it's going to fit me or work for me. And I don't trust the return policy. I'll shop someplace else.
Mm-hmm. Miriam, and is it Marikar? I apologize if I mispronounce that, but just talking about going live. I've been going live for 2 years, but sending invoices takes so much time. I don't have comments sold. And then Miriam asks, when going live, how do I actually make the sale? So first of all, I love that you're just going live without using a tool yet. But that's where comments sold and tools come in, is now that it's working for you, you've got your customers trained to buy in that fashion, and it's taking a lot of time. Now the tool comes in and speeds it up for you and takes care of that time. It automates the process. So that's a great way to start. Just test it out on your own. Miriam, you might be sending people to a website collection. You might be having them DM you to purchase. You might be having them call the store. That's a little bit archaic, but you're starting just by training them. This is how you can make the purchase. And then the tool can come in and automate it once you're ready.
Yeah, that, and also Miriam, there's multiple apps that you can use to automatically invoice people from live sales. Invoice Ninja, Zoho, Wave, they all do it. Just FYI, there's apps that you can use to simplify that entire process.
Angie, the RBC workbook is separate. When you join RBC, you can either download it for free, but it's like 400 pages. So you can download it, print it, use a Rima paper, or you can buy the done for you version and we'll just ship it to you.
And while you're talking about that, I was going to answer. Leslie, I saw you have the older workbook. We updated it this round, and There's a number of things that have changed that were in the workbook that are no longer relevant. We've updated that as well, added a ton of AI stuff to the workbook, as well as just a lot more content. Anyway, it was 340 pages. Now it's over 400 pages.
Stop eliminating things. Um, Mackenzie, is it price like to join Retail Bootcamp? Is it price per person or per boutique? I'm a twin and we're business partners. I love that. It's per boutique. So you just pay once and you both get access to it. And those of you who are joining, you have one person you can add to the Facebook group with you. So if it's a business partner, great. If it's your store manager, great. But you have to fill out a form so that we know that they're attached to your business when you request to join the Facebook group.
One other thing, I'm seeing a lot of questions about who to use as far as live selling. As a hub member, just keep in mind, you have access to a couple of our partners that provide discounts for our members for the live selling services. So for the fees, because it costs money to make money, right? 30% off with both the Comment Sold partnership as well as Live Me Up. So if you're interested in saving money, you're going to use those platforms anyway. Make sure you take advantage of using your partner discount as a Boutique Hub member.
I love that. Okay, Jeff, how do non-product specific ads actually bring you more business?
So I mean there's plenty of brand awareness ads to where like you're like I'm Jeff, I own this boutique and this is why I do what I do. This is how I got into this. This is how I'm a mother of three and balance this whole business and this whole life. There's like brand story videos like that you can run as engagement ads that once the people view that ad, they're put into like your digital pipeline. And then if you make a sales post after that, those people are the people that see it. And so that's one way. Another like kind of non-product sales or non-product ad that we see is on the wholesale side, and they do lead gen. And so if you're a wholesale brand, you can run lead gen ads that just kind of get them in front of your sales team.
Oh, Bess. Bess has been in Retail Boot Camp for a long time. Bess, I'm so glad you're here. Jeff, this question's for you. Her Facebook account was hacked in November. She was posting paid ads on Facebook. The hacker used my account and subsequently my account was suspended. I reached out to get the account reviewed. They decided that my ads were not in compliance. What recourse do I have? Should I close the account and start over? How does Boutique Black help me with this?
So Boutique Black doesn't really help you with that. Are you in Boutique Black now, Bess?
I don't think she's in it yet. She's been in Retail Boot Camp, but not in Boutique Black yet.
Yeah, so an account hack like that, where they went in and actually ran like whatever ads, like you never know what they run. That's very, very difficult to recover. It's usually best to just delete the ad account and start new. You can keep your page, you can keep your Meta Business Suite, you can keep your pixel, but that probably wants to be cleaned up. You probably want to start a new ad manager.
Okay, Janelle, my biggest problem with running ads for product is that my products sell out. As a women's clothing boutique, I buy specialty pieces that can't be restocked. Most ads only run 3 to 4 weeks at a time before a sellout occurs. I feel like I can't get any traction. What do other boutiques do?
Yeah, so stop thinking about it like stop thinking about ads as product specific ads. Create collections on your page, drive the people back to the collection, and think about that like them walking through the front door of your store and shopping around the entire store and finding something they love. It allows you to run ads for a collection for a longer period of time, and then let the user decide which product they want, which decreases your decreases the demand on specific product inventory.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is a great question. I do ads and I can get thousands of people to my website, but I don't get any sales. Does that mean my website is crap? LOL.
Well, maybe it depends. I would investigate like your conversion rate on your page, like what's your conversion rate? Anything above 1.3% would be considered the national average, and so go investigate that first, and then secondly, I would if you're running Advantage Plus ads where you're letting Facebook find your audience for you, and you're still not getting any sales, the first experiment I would run is go into your audience setting inside the ad set and create and select engaged shoppers. Those are people that have actually bought through a Facebook ad in the last 30 days. It's a huge audience that could help clean up your data. If it still doesn't work, your data, your pixel is jacked, and chances are you need to wipe the data off your pixel, reload your purchaser data, the people that have actually bought from you, and start from there.
I've got
Okay,
one.
go ahead.
Angie, Julia buys, and Angie, you are looking for Soul Manna. That's who you're looking for. If you're looking for Peyton to help with a Shopify site, that's who you're looking for. You can find her information in our service provider and partnership directory. And I just dropped that link. It's in the chat, but yes, that's who you guys are looking for. She is one of our new partners at the hub and has done some really awesome work. So I appreciate the feedback. The next question I was going to ask or answer is from iPad. What is one of the most common inventory mistakes that new boutique owners make? I will tell you the very biggest one that I see, and it's not about buying. It's a step prior to that. It's something that they don't do prior to that. They don't really know who their customer is. So they're not confident enough in figuring out who their customer is. And I know when you're just getting started, you want to test some waters, but at the same time, you can cast this super huge wide net and end up investing in a lot of products to learn from, right? So I recommend starting a little bit smaller. Freshness sells. So you don't want to take an entire budget or your whole life savings or whatever dollar amount you might be allocating towards inventory and throw it all out there, because you have to pay for that right away. So it really comes back down to spend some time, identify who a customer is that has a problem. What is something that you can solve for them, and invest there. And you can grow with that as you know more about your customer, obviously. But I think it comes down to who is your customer? What does that customer need? What are they willing to give you money to solve?
Okay, I've got a great question for all of you. This is a solid question. What separates boutiques that last 10 plus years from the ones that burn hot and then in 2 to 3 years disappear? There have been yeah, I'll leave it at that.
COVID.
What's the difference?
So good. Who wants to go first?
COVID.
What?
I feel like that created a lot of hot burners.
It's true. It's true.
Pricing strategy to me is one. I'm a big believer, and you got to price for some longevity. You've got to build in. I mean, it costs money. How many times am I going to say this? It costs money to make money, folks, right? You're going to get, I see it happen a lot where people say, I want to be the most affordable store in town. I want to be the most affordable online boutique. And to the point where you work yourself to death, sending out all these orders that you're making because you're barely making any money on the product. You're selling it so cheap, you can't afford to hire anybody, and you burn yourself out. And ultimately, you don't have enough money left over to pay your bills. So somebody shuts you down before you really make the choice to do it. But the stores that have been around the longest respect the dollar. They respect the dollars coming in, and they respect the dollar going out.
Ooh, that's good. Samantha?
Education. I always come back to education. You got to be learning all the time. Jeff always says the analogy of you got to wake up every day and sharpen your axe so you're ready to get out there and knock some stuff down. And if you're not continually learning and educating and surrounding yourself with people who know more than you do, it's really hard to move forward.
This is good.
I love how Michelle said, be unique. 28 years in business, Michelle, is no joke. Congratulations. I see you. I want to celebrate that. And I love it. Be unique. Yeah. Set yourself apart. In a very noisy world, we've got to set ourselves apart. I like it. Congratulations. Tiffany, 40 years next year.
Wow.
Well, nice job.
Mm-hmm.
17. That's awesome, you guys.
I would say something that separates people is people who actually took time to build a brand in a community. Rather than just focusing on like selling a product that was hot and trying to be something to everyone. There was a lot of really big boutiques who got really big like that, but then what fizzled them out was they didn't have a niche audience that really trusted them. I think if you as the owner have built a brand along with your business side by side, you can sell anything. You can sell cats. There we go. Wiener dogs and cats, Sarah. You could sell anything if you build a community, you build a trust, and you're building relationships with people. Okay. Oh, Jeff, this is a great one for you. I know you deal with this a lot. Sometimes it says We have tons of people go into our site, but I can tell that a lot of them are bots. Do you have a recommendation on how to fix this?
Well, so Meta doesn't penalize you for bot traffic, and so it's not affecting your pixel. It's more about the reporting. And so if you're a Shopify user, you can just go to reports and then create a custom report and then just tell the AI bot to filter out non-human traffic, and it'll change all your stats to get rid of that. And so, um, and then also there's an app called Blockify that you can download. You can pick the countries that it's coming from and then block those countries. Those are the two steps we typically take.
Okay. Ooh, just
Do
answered
we
that.
want to jump into Audrey's question? What's the best content to connect to women in their 30s to 50s? I'm only 24 and not sure how to grasp the attention of women older than I am. Anybody?
As a 45-year-old woman, I'll say meet me on Instagram or Facebook. I am watching you there and I will spend money with you if you got cute clothes and great photography.
Audrey, one of the most powerful things for connection and sales online is likability. And so when somebody sees your content, they instantly make a subconscious decision of whether you're like them or not.
Hmm.
I would encourage you to try some UGC content of somebody in that age demographic and see how it goes.
Uh, we didn't answer Valerie's unboxing, styling, showing collections. Yeah, did we? Felt it. Does it matter if the live is unboxing, styling, showing collections? Do you have to advertise the live beforehand? If you do, how long before live should you promote it? Because right now we do it when we are slow in store. So sometimes it's not scheduled. Does that hurt us?
You do not have to advertise a live beforehand. Go live, advertise it afterwards. Use it as content creation, promote it afterwards, put it up as a sales campaign, uh, do it afterwards. You don't have to pre-promote it. Um, it doesn't matter if it's unboxing. If you have a really cool unboxing experience, make sure you show that. Like if you have a jewelry line or something and it comes in like a cool little velvet pouch in a box and like that sort of thing, or if you have like custom tissue paper and like like that sort of thing, like make sure you feature that. But otherwise, it could just be a small collection or even a rack video. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
For a pop-up and mobile boutique that sells well in person but struggles with online conversions, what's the first thing you would audit or change on Shopify to start driving consistent online orders without paid ads?
Well, I mean, shoot, there's all sorts of things. It all comes down to your page speed and your conversion rate. I would go to Google Developer Tools and check my page speed first. The number one reason that we see that people don't get organic sales is because of speed. Your page is slow, and if you have a free theme, free themes load slow, and so that's why they're free. And then like I would check my page speed, and then I would jump into my analytics and check my conversion rate, and then just look through those individual sections, like how many people land on my page, how many people make it to a product, how many people make it to cart, how many people make it to complete checkout, and then start strategizing on how you can make each of those steps better. But typically, it comes down to speed. I would imagine if you go check your speed, it's probably slow.
For lives and sorry, Sarah. For lives and engagement, do we do this all on our personal accounts and business accounts and then repost across the two? What's the best strategy to get people invested in us personally so that they buy?
Well, there's plenty of evidence to show that your personal account and your business account have different audiences. And so I would do a mix of both. I wouldn't do the exact same thing on both. I would kind of mix it up. But yeah.
I see a lot of retailers doing that. Like that's a whole strategy of building both brands simultaneously, and then you can run ads to both accounts as well. Make sure if you're doing that on Instagram, though, that you have your Instagram set up as a business account, like your personal Instagram. So, like my personal Instagram, AJ Alderson, links to an Ashley Alderson business page so that we can run ads on that page. Right? You can't run ads on just your personal Facebook profile. So you do have to make that switch if you want to run ads in the future. Can someone help me? I don't think this is true anymore. I think this changed a long time ago, but is it still true you can't go live on Instagram with less than 1,000 followers?
That's not true.
That's not, I don't
Not
think
true.
that's true. Yeah. Okay.
Nope. There's probably there's a few things on Instagram, right? Like badges and a few different things. Is that a thing with a certain amount of followers, Jeff? But you can go live with 0 followers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can't get verified with less than 1,000 followers.
Yeah, maybe that's what they're thinking.
Best Shopify themes for boutiques. And even if I am brand new, hardly have any inventory, should I still invest in a point of sale system?
Was that two different people?
It's just several people asking the same questions.
Oh, okay. So best themes for Shopify: Impulse, Stiletto, Broadcast, and Symmetry, for sure. Those are the top. Um, if you, what was the second one?
Even if you're brand new, should you still invest in Shopify or point of sale system, or should you just track inventory manually while you're figuring it out?
Oh, geez, I would invest in Shopify. I would definitely invest in Shopify.
Yeah.
I feel like the systems that they give, the solutions that they give, and the ability to instantly generate organic sales just off your Shopify page alone will pay for it.
Mm.
I agree 100%. Get started on the right track. I look at me, I'm getting sweaty thinking about you keeping up with all of your stuff on pen and paper.
Yeah.
Can you repeat
what
those?
happens, guys? What happens is you miss things, and those story of what's starting to sell, that story is relevant. It's not just a sale today. That is data. That's a story behind what's working, what your customers are voting yes for and saying, yes, I want more of that, or no, I don't want that. It's aging your inventory, all of those things. If you're going to invest in this is the CEO game. So get a point of sale system.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about Lightspeed, WooCommerce, all these other things. Um, Guys, there's a lot of options out there, but honestly, like we will coach to all of them. Let me say that. Square, all the things. We coach to all of them so we can help you. But if it really came down to it, like we're really going to promote probably Shopify because it's the fastest growing. They're adding new features all the time. You can do it yourself. It's so easy to use. It integrates and has an open API. So there's literally like thousands of other apps and tools that it works with. So it's super simple. Jeff, can you repeat those themes one more time?
Impulse, Stiletto, Symmetry, and Broadcast.
Thank you. Okay, a few people are saying that they can't go live yet because they don't have 1,000 followers. So I didn't.
Is that a business page or a personal page?
You guys better answer that in the chat. I'm not sure.
Business.
Yeah, that's strange. You should be able to.
Okay. Oh man. I forgot where I just saw this question, but it was a really good one. I'd love you guys to all answer. What was one belief that you had early on in business that has completely changed now?
Oh my gosh. I used to be the yes girl. You wanted it in green. I had it in blue. I was getting it in green no matter what, because I wanted to make you happy. Gosh, that was the big, and it cost me lots and lots of money in inventory, in opportunity. I used to say yes to every little farmer's market and pop up and rodeo stand there was. I used to, oh my gosh, I said yes to so many things. And honestly, I eventually realized what was important to say no to. So it was important to do those things, to learn what I didn't want to do and what didn't make me money. But that definitely changed over time. And I learned to value the sale. I learned to value the investment. I learned to really value my time.
Jeff, do you have anything you'd add to that?
No, I don't think so.
I'm going to say one other thing. One of the other things I learned real fast is to be more niche and to not target everybody, right? Like it was one of those things as a small mini department store model at first. I realized real fast that was not going to work going forward. So I had to, again, learn to say no to some things, but bigger was not better for me. And you guys might be different, but bigger was not better for me, especially the older my kids got. And I wanted to make sure I was available for them.
I think that's so true for so many people. Bigger's not better, better is better.
Mm-hmm.
You've really got to decide. And that goes back to the profitability conversations we've had for sure.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Renee, can I answer Renee's? How do you find out who your ideal customer is? Thank you for asking, because this leads us to week 1 of Retail Bootcamp. We do this full exercise with identifying who that customer is. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. There's some activities, some homework that go into it, customer interviews that go into it, but it is not something you just say, oh, random, pull it out of a hat. This is who I'm going to target. I mean, if you are, if that's the way you're running your business, we got to, still we have to dial into who are those people? What do they need from you? Right? Are you long-term going to serve them? So it's a bigger conversation than just pick one. How do you do it? We walk you through that whole process. And it starts with a lot of, like I said, mindset. It starts with identifying what's out there, comparables. It starts with interviewing people, finding out what their pain points are. It's a whole strategy that goes behind who is your ideal customer. What are you excited about? That's part of the equation as well.
On the digital side, was it Renee? If you have your Google Analytics tag installed on your webpage, if you're running traffic to your webpage, it will monitor the gender, the location, the age, the interests, the search history, all of that, and that really helps too.
I forget who just mentioned this, but saying one reason I use Square is because it connects directly to Fair and then creates draft products. Shopify does the same. I think you just asked if it has that feature. Yes, it has the feature. This is a great one. In your opinion, what is the most valuable skill a boutique owner should master to scale past 6 figures in their business?
Video creation.
I would say the ability to delegate and elevate. Don't be the bottleneck of your business, be the CEO. Sarah?
Yeah. I would agree with all those. For sure.
Oh my goodness. What is the Apple service fee when doing a Facebook or Instagram ad?
What?
Faith is asking this. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Where you're trying to run your ads at, Faith. She says, what is the Apple service fee when I'm doing a Facebook or Instagram ad?
There isn't one. That doesn't exist.
Faith, you might have to put in the chat more, like, where are you seeing that?
Has one, Joanna said.
What? From my cell phone, she says. If you run the ad off your computer, there is an Apple fee, or off your phone versus your computer. Would you say most people are running their ads from desktop using Ads Manager?
I still don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. I've never heard of that. There should be if you download the Facebook Ad Manager app and run an ad from there. There's no fee. There's no fee. Your budget is still set through Ad Manager.
Okay. Is Retail Bootcamp offered more than once a year? Yes, we do it in January and June. January and June. Kylie, when should you start paying yourself when you are first starting your business? Sarah.
Yeah. Yes. The first sale that comes in, if you get a $50 sale that comes in, 10% of that, 5% of that, 3% of that is yours. Pay yourself. I'm a big believer in getting disciplined with that right away. So at the end of the week, their very first week of business, 10% of those sales, pretend, or whatever the allocation is, you decide, 10% is our goal, right? And if you work with Christine, she's going to get you up to 20%. But if you start, wherever you start small, but take that money, move that into your owner's account, your savings account, that's yours. Just get started right away. Don't wait. There's no reason to wait. If you're
Jeff,
not making enough money, look at your pricing strategy.
we detail that out big time in Retail Bootcamp. Not just for new boutique owners, but those who have been around for a long time who may need a price adjustment. Okay, Jeff, can you talk about the difference between boosting posts and then running ads through Ads Manager?
So when you go to boost a post, you get about 1/5 of the targeting options and the AI like text derivative options and all that stuff. So it's just way less specific. And so when you boost a post, it's literally like the easy button. You're gonna push it. It's not gonna optimize your ad. It's not gonna optimize your audience. It's not gonna optimize your caption. And it'll post and it'll go out to a bunch of people. The returns on boosted posts are about usually the best you can do is about a 2 to 1. And so that we don't really recommend it. If you go into Ads Manager, you can go into Ads Manager and select your audience and define your audience, and then use an existing post for the ad, and then create text, alternatives inside that ad, and then and put the proper call to action on it, and it improves the results a bunch.
Can you go live through Meta on both platforms at the same time or have to do them separately? I don't think that's changed. I think it's separately. Two
So
phones, right? That's not changed, has it?
unless you have Live Me up, and then you can do all platforms at once.
Okay. If you make a video that has music playing in the background, will Meta let you run ads to that video, or will it deny your ad due to copyright and the music in the background?
It'll definitely deny it. There's a trick. There's a trick. You can create your video. You can create your video, load the music in the background before you upload your video, and it won't catch it. Um, the Be very careful with that, because if it's licensed music and it's over a minute, you can get yourself in trouble. And so if you're going to do it, make sure it's ultra short.
Gosh, Joan Warren, I'm not sure how to answer this. Those of us who have like three versions of the workbook, could the new areas be highlighted or listed? Oh, no, I'm sorry. There's too many. There's hundreds of pages, Joan. Sorry. For a non-product specific ad, how do you track the overall sales so you know if it's been a good return? Should we post surveys to see where people are finding us?
For a non-product ad, you wouldn't expect sales. You would expect engagement. For a non-product ad, you're looking to grow your following, not your sales.
Mackenzie, the difference between Google ads and Meta are where those ads are appearing, right? Well, Jeff, I'll let you answer this because that's a complicated answer. She's just wanting to know how to first get started with Google ads. And I don't know that we can answer that entirely today.
Well, so the difference is the intent of the customer. And so Facebook is what they call interruption marketing. And so they're on there to see what their girlfriend is up to, and you interrupt their day with your ad. Google is intent-based marketing. They're searching for a product that you carry. And so the conversion rate on Google is significantly higher. The easiest getting started spot on Google is Google Merchant Center ads. Make sure your Google Merchant Center is hooked to your Shopify page. You can go to Google and YouTube app and then click on settings and then look to see if it's connected. If it's connected, you can log into Google Merchant Center, click advertising on the left, and launch a Google Merchant Center for all the ads featured inside your Shopify store. With literally all you have to do is set a budget. And so that's the easiest place to start.
Who could I meet with to go over my wholesale numbers in the next couple of days so I know my margins are right before Wessa? Tynell, oh, you've been a member of the hub for a while. Get in touch with Samantha Connor, I would say. She can help you with that. What's the best way to get new customers' emails if I don't have customers yet?
Pop up. Pop up on your website.
Okay, Anna, I'm pretty sure this question was because Sarah and I have these amazing Western shirts on today. We did not even plan it. But the question is, I think I broke my Facebook ads. I sell women's Western button-up shirts, and so the audience is very specific. And Jeff Fenn's in the audience. I've seen him rock a couple Western shirts before. However, most of the traffic were women who had interest in horses and don't own horses. I've tried multiple times until I got frustrated and stopped ads for fear of wasting money. My shirts are mostly used for rodeo and shows, so these ads are not generating sales because they're going to the wrong audience. Am I doing something wrong, or is there a way to reset my audience algorithm?
Yeah. So what you'd want to do is go into your Meta Business Suite, create a new pixel, a fresh pixel, and then launch an ad with just your purchasers, just people that have actually bought your products on there, and then run your ads on that new pixel for a couple of weeks. It'll clean itself up.
I'm a single double run shop. Is it better to run ads more generically for the boutique as a whole, an event, or for a product or brand, or for a product type or brand versus a very specific product? I would only have 6 to 12 items to sell potentially, so there's no guarantee of being able to reorder. I get nervous about spending money on specific items.
You can't. you have to build your brand with ads, or you have to create collections. You can't do single products.
When does it make sense to introduce loyalty programs?
Oh,
Sarah?
right away. Yeah, if you've got some people, I mean, hopefully you've got some people that are deserving of a loyalty program, that are interested in a loyalty program, or dangle the carrot to get them interested in the loyalty program. Get started right away.
All right. Other questions, several of these questions on is getting your pixel and getting ads started covered in Retail Bootcamp. So Jeff has got several of his like introductory videos from Boutique Hub Black as a bonus module in Retail Bootcamp. So like the most up-to-date ones, because we all know that Ads Manager and Meta Business Suite changes so frequently. So yes, all the getting started stuff is in there, but typically the cadence is people come through Retail Bootcamp, and then once we kind of get you through layer 5 and 6, we're like, hey, go meet with Jeff, go meet with the team, then get started fully inside of Boutique Hub Black. But we'll give you a boost of the basics to get you going. Are social media brand ambassadors still a good idea? Jeff.
I don't think you need to go. Most of the time, I see people just rewarding their customers to do like UGC, and that seems to work great. Brand ambassadors get a little greedy, in my opinion, really quick. So, like, I stay away from them. I don't think it's worth all the. I don't think it's worth what they request typically.
What's the best loyalty program to use? A lot of people use Smile if you're on Shopify. Are there others you guys would recommend?
That's the most popular for sure.
Okay. Uh,
I'm answering in the chat, but I'll just do it live here. iPad saying, what are important numbers business owners should pay attention to that most people don't think about, talk about before starting a business? I will say expenses. Keep them in check. A lot of times we just want to focus on the money coming in, but at the same time, we have to be realistic in how much money we're putting out there. If you're moving into a space, working with your landlord, negotiating the build out, that should not all be on you. Do not put permanent fixtures in something you don't own. Keep an eye on the expense of starting your business. Same with online. If you're going to run a warehouse, if you're taking out a space to put extra inventory, how much is that costing you? Your fees, a lot of times, and Jeff talks about this a lot, the page speed is so important. A lot of times I see business owners jump in and like, oh, there's an app for that, there's an app for that, there's an app for that. And before you know it, you've got so many apps or just the wrong apps, and your site's running really, really slow. So all that boils back down to what extra things you're investing in, the expenses. I see a lot of people, they don't even know their break-even point. Like, what does it cost you to run your business for a day? That's a really good place to start. Again, another one of our calculators we have available for you guys.
Does it matter if the live is unboxing, styling, or showing collections? Do you have to advertise a live beforehand?
We did that one.
You did?
Sorry,
Oh, sorry.
That's not a.
Okay. Looking these off. Okay. You guys are killing it. We're getting to the end of these questions. We've got time for just a couple more, and then we better let you guys get back to your day. All right. I'm not sure if this matters. iPad. Is it better to have your boutique labeled as a content creator or actual business online? I'm labeled as a content creator right now, but popular audio in the background to drive my videos. But I don't know if that's actually helping or hurting my business. Jeff.
I would list your business for what it is. If it's a boutique, call it a boutique. I think content creator is probably confusing people.
All right, another one for you. I'm a coastal brand in the summer, but in the winter I do sweaters. What would my niche be? We target that our brand loves the coast and want to invoke a feeling. But what would I say that my niche is?
Who asked this question?
Mackenzie would be.
So I would just, it's okay. It's okay to have those two niches. It's okay. Like, be coastal in the summer and play that up in the summer. And then there's all like Mackenzie, I don't know where you are as far as on the coast, but one of our most successful boutiques in Boutique Hub Black is a coastal brand in Nantucket that specializes in sweaters. It's so like during the winter. And so don't think you can't do both. You absolutely can.
All right, Jameer, I feel like I've had a lot of scam purchases from the shop app, where the things they ordered are more so filler items that I don't advertise. Is it worth shipping those items? I've been fulfilling and shipping, but I'm worried that they're going to dispute the charge and then I'll be out the money and the product. How do you handle that type of spam?
Well, I, if it's showing up in the shop app as one of your products, it's because it's listed in one of your collections. And so Shop is pulling the items out of your collections to advertise those on their platform. If you cleaned up your collections, those items that you don't necessarily sell anymore won't show. And so that's one way. And then if they paid through Shop and if Shop paid you, I wouldn't consider it spam.
All right. Um, Joan Warren, when doing pop-ups and events in Painted Tree, would it be better to have different inventory online than what I have in my booths? Thoughts?
You guys got to form a Painted Tree army.
Mhm.
You got to go around to all the other members in Painted Tree and say, okay, let's get together. Let's all chip in. Let's advertise this location and let's get every single person in our city inside this Painted Tree. You guys got to come together. And trust me, it will go big. But like if you can do that, if you can have a go to war meeting with those people, all the other people, and everybody just chip in just a little bit for a local foot traffic ad per month, you guys can crush it. But that's the strategy for Painted Tree, no doubt about it.
Man, that's community over competition at its finest. That's how it works the best. You can't rely on everyone else. You all have to band together. Sarah, this seems like a good question for you. What small touches should I add to create memorable brand experience to keep people coming back instead of shopping around to others?
Okay, so we're talking a brick and mortar store,
Yes.
I'm assuming.
I'm assuming yes.
Yeah, so personal touches. I mean, I'm a big, depending on who your customer is, like if they're a mom, do you have a children's space? Do you have an Instagrammable moment? Do you have a sitting space? Like if you're catering to some, I'll just say women that could potentially be bringing their husbands in, do you have a chair with a Sports Illustrated and a can of beer that you can let them sit there and rest while they're shopping, right? Like who is your customer and what are some of the things that would mean something to them, that is a go above and beyond, do the undeserved, the unexpected for that customer to keep them saying, hey, I'm going back to Sarah's store, come with me, right? Do you have an incentive program that they can bring a friend and save a discount? There's a lot of different things that you can do. It really comes down to clienteling and setting yourself apart. Yesterday, I started saying, what are the stores you fired this last year? There's a reason why you fired them. Don't be that store. Definitely go above and beyond, right? So I can come up with 1,000 different ideas, but hopefully that is kind of helpful. Be really consistent and show up. For all brick and mortar people out there, if you have a sign that says you're open at 9 o'clock, lights are on, you're ready to go. You've got a coffee ready. You're on the floor at 8:58. Every time your store says it's open at 9, you're answering the phone at 8:55, right? Be consistent. I see this happening so much with small business owners. They're like, nobody normally comes in. I'll go to breakfast this morning, come in an hour later. No, don't do it. Actually, I'm going to have to jump off. We've got discovery calls that have been booked pretty heavily here for retail boot camp. And I've got Misha is with Sugar Bee Clothing Company in waiting. So we better wrap it up for today.
I love it. All right, you guys, I cannot thank you enough for being here. Seriously. And till the very bitter end, what is there? There's still almost 300 of you still here. That says a ton about you and how motivated you are for 2026. Jeff, you said it best. Anytime there's a mass exit from what's going on, there was oversaturation in our market. COVID created a ton of opportunity and people are going out. This means there's a gap to fill. And this is your guys' year and your guys' opportunity to fill that gap. So lean on us. Let us help you. This is what we do every single day and why we do it. Our hearts are so filled by getting to help you guys in your business. So whether it's Sarah or Jeff or Samantha, come find us in person, book a call, come to the summit, jump in RBC, Boutique Hub Black membership, wherever you are ready to join. We're going to be ready to help build your business together. So thank you guys a ton for being here. Coaches, leaders, thank you guys for being here. We love you guys. We will see you wherever we see you next, but hang around. Let's build a relationship and let's make something awesome in 2026.
Thanks, guys. Have a blessed day. Fun spending time with you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys.